Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Dion London, and I am your host for the Diaspora Moment podcast. And thank you for watching us. Today, we are live. And I have a table of men. Table of men. There's no Shola today. But I do have Mr. Tintin in the building. Okay? Mr. Tintin, why are you laughing? Yeah, it's table of men today. And I have this feeling that today is going to be fire. And thank you for watching again the Diaspora Moment. And do not forget to subscribe this channel on all platforms, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. It is the Diaspora Moment podcast. Now, for today, we're actually going to be talking about the Ghana election. And I know those of you that are from Ghana, you are all watching what is happening right now. Who is going to win, who is going to lose, I have no idea. But we are all, hoping for the best. But while we are also counting and waiting on the election as to who is going to win, we do have a panel of hosts. We are going to discuss, what is going to happen, right? Are Ghanaians voting for the right president? Whoever that is coming is the person going to fix the economy. There's so much money that has been lost. The economy is so jacked up. Things are really not moving forward as it's supposed to be. And some Ghanaians want change. Some also want to keep the current government. Now, as to whether they're going to keep the current government or Ghanaians are actually going to kick them out and bring in another government, we don't know yet until I believe they are still counting. I don't know whether like 80% of the vote, 80% of the result, I believe is still out there, but it's still nothing yet until the Electoral Commission is able to tell us who is going to win the election. But while we are waiting on, Ghana election, I have my table of men over here. I'm going to introduce each one of them, and then we're going to start the show. So I have here with me Mr. Tintin. You guys already know him already, the troublemaker. He is the man that we can live without him, but we still want him around, okay? And Mr. Tintin, welcome to the Diaspora Moment today.
Thank you.
Today there's all election. I don't have Shola with you today. It's for you to be fighting with. I don't have your podcast wife.
My podcast wife, I missed her.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
And then I do have Michael.
Yeah.
Today's your first time here.
Yeah, today's my first time here. I'm really excited to be here. And I feel honored.
Okay, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
And then I do have Dan. Man, I met this man last week on another show. We're actually talking about Ghana economy. And this man knows exactly what he was ready for the opponent, okay? Are you ready for your opponent today too?
Oh, I'm really excited to be here.
Okay.
It's all about Ghana, right?
Yes,
Eventually, it's going to be Ghana, regardless of whatever happens.
Exactly. Welcome to the studio today. Okay, and then we have another troublemaker, okay?
How do you know I'm troublemaker?
Oh, I have this feeling that
I
you're
just
gonna
arrived, so I don't know why they make me troublemaker.
I have this feeling that you're gonna cause trouble today.
No,
but I like the
he's
trouble.
a gentleman. He's a gentleman.
Don't worry, I like the trouble. So please bring all the trouble here today. Welcome, Nana Day.
Thank you.
Welcome to the studio.
Sure.
And today's your first time coming here.
Oh, yes, today is my first time, but I believe, and not the first time to come here,
But to
be on the show.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
And I think the show is going to be fantastic.
Yes.
And we are going to prove how the new coming president going to do for Ghana. So, we are all looking forward into it. Right?
I love it. Okay, last but not the least, Prophet Damte. You've been here before. You actually opened this podcast. Wow. Our first episode, he was there. And our first episode, we're actually talking about why people cross borders to go to Africa, to go get married and bring their spouse here. And trust me, I almost got beaten by some people.
It's always like that. Right?
Yes, people wanted to beat me up because he said that 95% of all the people who cross borders to go bring their spouse here doesn't work.
I disagree, but that's for another day.
You should have backed it with data.
You should back up data, right? I know you and your data.
Yeah, that's just a vague statement. So
That's a vague statement?
Yeah, we can work with that.
We can work with that. But what do you think the percentage should be?
I mean, like, I can put a figure to
We
it.
always hear bad stories more than
The good ones.
Yeah, because-
So that is the reason why.
I mean-
Is it because negativity sells? That is the reason why.
Absolutely.
We know
So
that
like I'm
that's
saying, like-
the reality of life, right?
Right.
I mean, listen,
So
if you
sometimes,
want, that could be another topic again. You can open it up and have
But
men
I
sit
did
around.
part 2, though. But I didn't bring him. But I did part 2.
Listen, you can open it up.
We should
have
do
a part
part
3. Put him back on the seat.
For
I'll be
part
here
3.
for him. Yeah.
I need him on this show.
For part 3.
Yeah, we
Oh,
go.
Mr. Tintin.
Because he's going to have to break down what he meant by.
don't even want to say anything. Because if I start that topic.
Oh, yeah, you know, feel free. Feel free. That is the essence of the podcast.
Right.
You know, so, yeah, to dissect
I
issues.
feel like if your village witches likes you,
Uh-huh.
they will advise you to go marry in Ghana and bring them.
Oh my God. What does he have to be village with?
So what's up, right? So it's
If
only
your
that
village
he agrees
witches,
with what
Yeah, he
I love
agreed with you, of
you.
course. Remember when I said we did a part 2 and he came in for the part 2
okay.
and he agreed with you?
Okay, so Mr. Michael, I need you on this show.
The truth is that is it only limited here? Even those back home that are marrying, they are having issues, right? So sometimes
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's nuanced. It's not that.
I don't wanna
straightforward.
get
You
into
know,
it
because
because
you-
it's-
when they come here, it's like issues on steroids.
I mean, we can. We, like,
become
like,
Arnold
no,
Schwarzenegger.
that's what I'm saying is like we can get into the specifics, but for now,
Mr.
most of the statements are quite
Everything
vague, so
that
we can't
if
really
God-
work with that.
If God has made it for you to go and marry somebody,
I mean,
from
that's
outside,
another topic now.
God won't do
I
that.
think this topic needs to be live at the way we are doing it.
Okay, don't worry.
So that
We'll
people-
bring it
people
back.
send comments and all that.
We will bring it back.
Yeah.
We will bring it back. And then I
Because when
have
it comes to like issues of like
Reverend
marriage,
Auntie. You want to introduce
technical.
yourself
Yeah,
again?
for some-
Because you are coming back. So,
Yeah, my name is Prophet Ben Adamte, senior pastor of Global House of Deliverance Ministry, and I believe that in Maryland here, a lot of people knows me. So
okay, that's
yeah,
good.
I don't know Ghana. I've preached in some of the churches in Ghana, but possibly we are still moving by God's grace.
hey. He's saying that he's very popular. So please, okay, people know him.
Oh, yeah, of course. People-
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about the details of the whole election.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the
Then
election.
we have a long way to go.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, but before we do that, right? Can I ask every one of you whom you are actually debating for? I want to start with Mr. Tintin. Mr. Tintin, you are speaking for who?
Looking at what is going on in Ghana and what has transpired the last 8 years, I'm going straight for the NDC.
You're going for the
I hope they
NDC?
win.
Hallelujah.
I hope they win. And then sure that was with Don't but God decided to take her away. So
Oh, come
definitely
on.
it's NDC, and I think they have ideas, right? Because in this world, you kind of use people's back in history to predict their future, right? And if I look at what Muhammad did before he got voted out, and which I think he only got voted out because the season and the time just didn't work for him.
Okay.
Right? But it wasn't because he didn't do work. But then you come to the next 8 years with my boy NSA,
Who's NSA?
Nana Showboy Ado.
Oh, okay.
Nana Showboy Ado, NSA. And the things that have transpired, and now they're blaming on COVID, a whole lot of stuff. But if you take millions of dollars and go buy a rock from Israel,
Oh, God.
I think we should bury you under that rock.
Oh, my God. Okay. That's it. Don't talk anymore. Nana, which one are you choosing? Or neutral?
I think I'm gonna stay neutral because
Okay.
I mean I think like as Ghanaians we both witnessed both sides
Okay.
of the political divides, and I mean there's no distinct difference. I feel like honestly they're all just like different sides of the same coin.
Difference of the same coin. They're all the
Absolutely.
same, huh?
They're just the same. It's just it's just like a twin.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Dan,
Yes,
where do you belong?
of course. I mean, the great MPP.
The great MPP.
Great MPP.
Gudu. What is the MPP slogan?
Kukrudu.
Development and freedom. I think that, I mean, like I always say, regardless of whatever happened, there are some big positives going on for Ghana, right? And oftentimes, because we are too much into our individual political groupings, we tend to mix that big picture about our country, Ghana, you know. But there've been some difficult moments. I mean, we know that even when there are no difficult moments, any incumbent can going into any election, especially for an 8-year period, it's always a tough election. So just put that understanding there, and then on top of that, put the difficult moment on top of that.
Okay.
Then you can see the kind of mountain that you have to surmount, right?
Right.
To be able to cross a hurdle. So
Okay.
there've been some challenges, there've been some difficulties, but
Okay.
going forward into the future, regardless of whatever happened, we are very comfortable where we are. We
Okay.
believe that the things that we have done in the interest of time, just like when people said, when Mama was leaving, in the interest of time, people came to see, oh, he did it, he did that. That's fine. It's part of how politics plays out.
Right.
You don't get to see everything always within the term of every government, right?
Okay.
You get to see some of the important things after they've left, and it's just the nature, and that's the reality of life. So regardless of whatever happened, we are very okay.
But
We are good, but we are very confident about this election,
Okay.
and we believe that we have a very good path
Okay.
to winning this election.
Do you think the current government right now will win this election?
I believe so. It's
You
my
believe
hope.
so?
But-
100%?
But believes is my belief, right?
It's your
The
belief.
facts will bear out
Will bear
whether
out.
that belief so it's sustained or not.
Okay. Okay. Nana Day,
Sure.
where do you belong?
Well, I can't believe you asked the man if the current president gonna win. I mean, that is the question he shouldn't have come out of, because the man has already told you that whatever that happens, that means somebody that is holding something and thinking that somebody can win it. We don't have to ask him that, are you going to win? I'm so glad that I'm part of. I'm going to support NDC like
Eyezu?
Tintin said. Because the way that the economy is going in Ghana, I don't think anybody that want Ghana to be in the good position will try to support the present government. Because if you look at where we have been, when they took us 8 years ago, and what is happening right now, everything is like 4 times. You know, everything is like 4 times. We all depend on dollar exchange rate. Now it was 400. Now it's about 17, and they are happy because it's now 16 something. Can you imagine? The government is boasting themselves. Even they call Bank of Ghana to ask them why you guys can do this and you didn't do that, and you wait until it went to 17. Why you didn't hold it when it was 16? Can you imagine? They look at, if I look at all those things, that make me support NDC more than anyone. Because there's no anybody like Sheda and this guy, what's his name, Mr. Tremantin, that is coming. You know, because Mr. Tremantin is a good man. I don't know why he chose to be himself. You know, if you are with somebody, you always stick with them. So I don't think I will support any other party than NDC at this moment. So I'm so glad
Okay.
to be full support
Of NDC. Okay.
to change Ghana to the best.
But you didn't answer my Eyezu.
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 Oh my God.
Yes.
These NDC people, they're going to kill us. Prophet Bernard, where do you belong?
The issue is not where we belong.
Hey, everybody belongs to a certain party.
Yeah.
Or maybe you want to stay neutral.
Yeah, and I'm saying that the issue is not where you belong to. The issue is what is the reality of this whole issue of the election. the
Okay.
Election. Okay. If you look at, this is my first time trying to engage myself in political discussions and all that, right? Now, the truth is that if you look at this Ghana election, actually 2020, the revelation came concerning Mahama. Mahama has become a center of a prophetic cycle of how things have to repeat itself because it's a prophetic child. We should look at from that perspective. Now, based on this election, Ms. Young, we have about 5 roles, right? We have the role of God, the role of man, the role of corporate. If I say corporate, I'm talking about the parties. We have the role of Satan and the role of demonic.
Okay.
And all these 5 roles I've talked about has impact on Ghana's election. Because God may have a particular person that he wants the person to lead the country. The country is a nation, and we always find something in the Bible concerning a nation. And the role of man or the people is when, I don't want to quote any scripture for us to take a long discussion on my side, where Israel approached Samuel that they need a king. And then I think Samuel consulted God regarding of that issue. Maybe if you guys know the story about it. And then we have the corporate world, which is the parties, how they want their flag bearer to win. So the people want a particular person to win. God wants a particular person to lead the country or to govern the country. The parties want their flag bearer to win the whole election. And then Satan, also his will is to let somebody to win the election for distractions in the country, to use that person to destroy many things. And also demonic, is where the demons, they demand blood, where they can use somebody in terms of using the person to get more of their food, which is blood. Always there's a problem in the country, here and there, shooting here, stabbing here, dead here because accidents here, because all the time there's an energy that is attracted to the demons to operate within the country to consume blood from the people.
So that is what is happening in Ghana now?
You see, this election has a lot to tell, and I've heard many men of God saying whatever they have to say.
Oh, we'll talk about the men of God. Don't go there now. Wait, don't go there now. But I still want to know which part do you stand? I want to know so that I know how to throw the question to you. Neutral, NDC, PP.
As I'm here right now, if you ask me, looking at the whole thing of this election, I think I'll go for NDC.
NDC.
Yeah.
Hey.
But,
okay.
But it's not like I'm NDC. Like.
Do you think NDC will win?
That's a very tough question though, because as I said, that's what I was trying to.
We only have like how many hours left? It's 12 midnight.
I mean, if the coalition is still ongoing,
maybe
they're still
tomorrow.
going.
So they still have to tomorrow morning.
It might be tomorrow evening or
tomorrow evening or something. Oh, before they will be done.
Before, it's
okay. So they have a long.
The two of them have the chances to win.
So the two of them. So
Yes.
you still don't know yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
The two of them have the chances.
Okay.
As we are discussing, maybe I may speak out wherever it is.
Prophet, I got a question.
Okay.
Okay.
The prophet said that Satan have his own agenda and demons have their own agenda. I thought they all come from the same place.
Oh, we're not going to talk about Bible. No way.
No Bible talk.
The assignment of Satan is different from in terms of the demonic, which is principalities and all that.
That's it. Don't go there again.
That's it.
Let's talk about the election.
All right.
Now, this is what I want to start with, which is the economy. Let's start with the economy in Ghana. The current state of the economy. The NDC were in power 2016. I stand to be corrected here. 2016 to 2020. And
No,
2016?
2020, the MPP was in power.
Yeah,
2016, I
2016
think,
to 2020.
2008 to 2016.
Oh, 2008 to 2016. That's what NDC have been in power. I'm talking about Mahama. What year was it?
Mahama was 4 years.
2002.
2002 to 2000.
No, we're talking about the NDC. It's not talking about the candidates.
The candidates.
NDC as a party.
Okay. So the party itself been in power since 2008 to 2016.
Are you talking about NDC or MPP?
NDC. I'm going to start from there. I'm going to start from there.
It's like 2009.
Because Atanos was there before. He left and then Mahama came in. So Mahama took what year?
4 years.
4 years.
4.5.
No, it's 4 years. That's not Mama's regime. Mama took over 4 years. Okay?
Mahama
That's how we say. That's why he's going for the second one. If it was 6 years, we should have let him go 2 years.
No, we're
He's
not
going 4 years.
It's not
because
6 years.
it's
I
one term.
meant to say 4 and 6 months.
So 4 and 6 months.
Something like
Okay.
that.
Okay. So Mahama ended to 2016.
Yeah,
Yes.
When let's start with Mahama first, okay? Because I'm asking from that part
Right.
to now.
Yes.
Because right now, if people are going to compare Mahama to what Mahama did versus what Akufo-Addo has done.
Mama did 4 years.
Yes.
Compared to 8 years.
But we
Akufo-Addo
should not
had-
forget that when we talk about politics, it's all about policy. So
I understand. We'll come there.
That's why we
So
want
that
to
is
talk
why
about-
the expert people are going to come in with the policy.
Right.
Oh, okay.
What
Yeah.
they did in 4 years.
Exactly.
Compared to 16,
Uh-huh.
8 years.
Yes.
So
Okay. So
that way people can
so with
understand.
Mahama, right? I remember when Mahama was a president during that time. There were a lot of bashing to the economy. During his era, the dollar was what, 1 to 3, 1 to 4.
I think it was 4.
1 to 4.
Yes.
Okay. Even that, we're not happy.
We were so angry.
Yeah, we're very angry. We were calling this man all the names in this world.
Okay. When he was in power, the dollar wasn't 4. When he was exiting, it was
That's
4.
when it was 4.
Yeah, so it was way lower than that.
It was way lower than that.
Yeah, so let's
Okay.
let's put
So
out
then
the
we were
facts.
Ghanaian,
Yeah, 1
why
to
were
4.
the Ghanaian complaining then?
So let me
Because
ask
they moved
you
from
this.
1 to 4.
Four.
Oh, you moved from Kufuor ended with
Kufuor
1.
ended with
1
not
to 1.
It was 120, 150.
It's around the same number.
99,
Don't worry about the
99
marginals.
pesos to.
I mean, I just wanted us to put. I can state if it's exactly 4 point what, but
But
I knew
at least for
when he was
let's round it
exiting,
up.
it was 4.
Yeah.
Let's round it up.
Kufuor
Yeah.
took a lot of zeros.
Just like right now, right? It's like
You think
15
that
point
you can
something,
be
but we're
power
just gonna
than
round
God.
up 15. Okay. So so when he was leaving power, it was 4. Let's put it that way,
Yeah.
right? 4 point something, right? But Ghanaians were not happy about the 4.
They
We
were
were
so
complaining.
angry. They
We
were
were
so
calling this
angry.
man everything. We said he was actually incompetent. That's one of the
Yes.
words that we're using for the NDC government.
incompetent.
Yes,
and they
yeah,
said
yeah,
that we are sitting on the big money, but people are hungry.
Yeti
Sikazo.
Sikazo so comedy. Okay. So then we decided to switch power and give the power to MPP.
Yes.
The MPP came into power. When MPP came into power, then COVID came.
No.
COVID didn't come.
come
No, no,
that
no,
time.
no, no,
COVID didn't come. But later on, COVID came
Are
later.
we talking about economy or the economy?
We start with the economy.
COVID did not start in Ghana. COVID started somewhere. Ghana, even there was no COVID in Ghana.
No, it wasn't.
And still, Ghana government
But
is taking
before-
money from COVID. The whole world, Ghana is the only country that we are still taking taxes for COVID.
No, but
You know,
the thing
this
is
is what. Look, this time I was going to write something because I was in my prayer in the night. Something was talking to me that Ghana, we have put something. Every country has a gate. You are a prophet. So when we talk about gate, it's very important in the life of human being. Even every country, every house, in your life, there's a gate. Ghana has put something in front of our gate, lying to the whole world, taking money, using yellow card that they don't even give any injection, taking money from the airport. All this is not right for the country. Country is suffering because we are doing something that is not right. This Akufo administration has put so many things. You get to the airport right there are some people line up before immigration. They will ask you for yellow card.
We will come to your part for
Yeah,
you to
I'm
defend
trying
NDC.
to- yes, okay. So you need to know that this is what Akufo administration did.
Okay.
And
We'll
they
come
are
because we have to give him the chance for him to
complaining about
explain.
the NDC.
But we have to give him the
They
chance
need
for
to
him to
know that.
explain, though.
Okay, yes,
So
I
let's
will.
talk about the economy, okay? Now, let's do the comparison here. NDC and people. I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Then we'll go through that round, right? Again, like I said, during the NDC era, it was 1 to 4 when Mahamat left power. MP gave the power to MPP. Now MPP is in power now. They're still in power because a winner has still not been declared yet. Now the dollar is what 1 to 16. Okay, but we're not going to base everything on just the dollar because there's a lot of economic factors that contribute to this whole issue. So I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Because I know you speak for NDC, right? So I want you to, and then we'll give the MPP also a chance to rebuttal what you are saying.
Okay. So now this is where I start from, right? When Kufuor came into power, right? Let's not forget what the world did for Ghana when Kufuor came into power.
What did the world do?
The world, not only that, the world basically forgave Ghana pretty much all its debt.
Okay,
Because that was the
during
first
Kufuor's
time,
era.
Kufuor's era. That was the first time that a peaceful transition has acquired, and a lot of people weren't thinking that peaceful transition was going to happen.
Yes.
Because it was the stories that Lawrence could have done a whole bunch of stuff again. That came from American Embassy,
Yes.
right? Something happened and made Lawrence stop. Now, with the world seeing Ghana, they saw a new hope and a new opportunity, a new kind of, system. So a lot of countries forgave Ghana its debt. right? Let's not forget that. So everybody talking about Kufuor took 1 point. No, Kufuor didn't do anything. The world decided to forgive Ghana.
Is it because he decided to go into is it a HIPIC?
Is that the HIPIC is part of it?
Okay.
And plus that transition of government Africa didn't really have much of that at that time. For an incumbent president, imagine he was a soldier, he took over 20 years, now he's giving power to you on a silver platter because they say you want, so he's not giving you power and stepping back. Nobody ever thought that you could see that in Africa, and it haven't happened in Africa. What Lawrence did, up to date, haven't happened in Africa. It was something that was magnificent to the world, right? So the world was especially the Western nation, was inclined for that thing to keep happening, right? So Ghana was given a new leash on life, right? So, and now you have given a new leash on life, and people are thinking that it's because something you did that made the economy or the dollar per $1 per 1 cedi to Ghana. No, it's not. Ghana didn't do anything, and up to now, Ghana don't do nothing.
Okay.
Right? If you go in and see how a true economy works, you see that even Ghana is lucky that it was even 4 when Mahama was leaving. Because guess what? What do you produce? What GPA, what are you doing to boost up your GPA except for mining, and you don't add anything value to it? So and that time too, we haven't even found oil yet, have we?
No.
Right? So Ghana was only producing in cocoa and gold.
They
and
were still dependent
we were still depending on all that. And you think that everybody give praises to Kufuor. No, Kufuor didn't do much. It was given to him. Now, his other 4 years, look what happened. The city started creeping up. It's not like he gave it to Mahama.
Because he didn't have a plan. When he took 3 zeros off from our currency.
Don't worry, I'll come to you. I will come
Right?
to you.
And that was thievery, actually.
Okay.
If you want to steal, if I was a person and I want to steal, right? And I want to steal without people knowing, I would steal money and then change currency.
So are you saying that everything that Kufuor did during his era, right? He didn't do much
He didn't do much
before he left. So what about the things that he did for Ghana? Infrastructure, stuff that he did.
Okay, so now, if somebody do something today, right, especially in government, if something is done today, it doesn't reflect, mostly even not in 4 years. Because when you go for loans to do stuff, you're going to probably start paying for it after your 5th year. Because automatically, you're not paying for that loans.
When Kufuor left, like, what was our debt?
How much debt did Kufuor leave?
I wasn't like, I'm not too sure.
It was
80 billion?
Yes.
No,
80 billion?
No, 9 billion.
9 billion.
9 billion when he left. So let me.
He knows his numbers.
So let's say if you and I are in the house, right, and I'm leaving. Let's say we are married and I die, and I leave you $9 billion of debt, right? And then another man comes in. Now that other man have to deal with your $9 billion of debt, right? So now he got to go find something to survive your debt, and then he still got to find something to build a house.
Yes.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So he have to borrow more.
Right.
And the more you borrow...
And that is what the NDC did when they came in power.
They have no choice. Else Ghana will go bankrupt.
Hey,
Everybody
is borrowing.
Countries, right? So NDC have to borrow money, right,
to fix the 9 billion,
to survive the debt that you left, and then
use some to run the country.
Chai. Number 2, Ghana. How many companies do we have in Ghana that are individuals?
None.
Not much.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of our
taxes and all that
everybody have to go into government, police, nurses. Imagine all that government have to subsidize all those.
That's a lot on one person's neck.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Where is he gonna get that money to pay all these nurses and all these? Do you think he's a confanoche that can command good from heaven?
So from where you are, so again,
Mama is not confanoche. He can't command good from heaven, so you have to go borrow.
Right. So so Kufuor left, and then Atamils came in, borrow some money. And then Mama also came and borrow.
Yes. So
then
when
Akufo-Addo also came and borrow
to survive, to pay Kufuor's debt.
Okay.
Mahama comes on, and then he has to borrow more to run the country.
Right.
He dies.
Right.
Mahama comes, he has to borrow more.
Right.
He has to even borrow almost 2 times.
I think it's like what, 200 billion?
No,
20 billion?
From
Regardless.
9 billion to 122 billion.
Billion. When Mahama
Okay.
left.
And the
So-
NDC, not Mahama.
Okay.
Under the NDC,
Under the NDC.
the
Okay,
umbrella.
so
Okay.
one hand-
Well,
9 billion-
121.
No, 9 billion to 122
21.
Okay.
From the time Kufuor left to when Mahama also left.
1 billion to 100.
9 billion.
9 billion to 122 billion.
That's a
Now,
lot.
let me tell you, 122 billion. There is highways, there are schools, there are
Airport.
hospitals that the MPP decided not to commission. They leave it in the bushes.
Yeah.
So anacondas and what is the other?
blocks.
Chilipini and all that. We use it for classroom. Huh? They will use it for classroom. Their teacher.
So
will
are you saying that?
Okro.
So we know. So now we know that both NDC party and MPP party, both of them borrowed money, right?
They borrowed money.
but from economic.
But Muhammad's own, he can go and stand here and show you, this is the house that I used that money I borrowed.
and
today."
MPP can show that.
Go ask NSA. What can he show?
Okay, I'll come to you. Nana, come in.
All right. I understand like it's a podcast and the whole essence of it is like, you know, the conversation needs to be fiery. I
Right.
get it. But I think it will be much more better if we elevate the conversation
okay.
by stating facts.
Okay.
You know.
So that is the reason. If you say something
So,
it's not stating fact, you
yeah,
can come in
so-
because he is
I mean,
giving the numbers and all.
Yeah, personally, I don't believe in the numbers thing.
Okay.
You know, the data around governance, I just feel like it's just like a gymnastics that the political class basically hide under.
Okay.
You know, they talk about GDP. It doesn't
But
exist.
isn't it what functions the economy?
I mean,
the whole GDP thing.
yes, at that level. But when
Okay.
you come to the bottom, it doesn't
But
mean
it
anything.
trickles down.
It doesn't mean anything. If you speak to anyone at Marcola and you talk about GDP, it doesn't mean anything to them.
Although it doesn't mean nothing to them,
That's what I'm
that
saying, like,
means
it-
that it doesn't affect.
I didn't say it doesn't exist. I'm saying when you come down to that level, it means nothing.
Okay.
You know, and I feel like these data they use is just
It doesn't
it's just
make-
the gymnastics
it's nothing
around
but it's
politics.
So
affecting
to you,
It's
so to
affecting
you,
I
people.
didn't say it doesn't affect anyone. I'm saying
Right,
when
so
you
if
come down to that level, it
Okay,
means nothing.
So now I will talk to the point that I will come
Hold
down to
on.
that
So,
level
no,
so
you
they
just-
can
Mr.
understand.
Kinta, I'll come to you. Hold on. You go ahead.
You know, and you know that's why like people play the games of like, oh, this one borrowed X amount of money. I'm saying it means nothing. And also loans.
The amount of money they borrow means nothing. I'll come to you. I'll come to you, Mr. Adam.
We need to
Wait,
stop.
wait.
Don't worry, I'll ask the
Wait,
question.
wait.
Go ahead.
I'm getting there. Just be patient,
Okay,
right?
go ahead.
Money borrowed isn't only used for developmental projects.
Okay.
Parts of the money is used to service debts.
Okay.
It's
The debt that was owned previous.
yes.
Okay.
So part of the money is used to service debts.
Okay.
Development is not only physical. You don't need to build roads.
You don't need to.
No, that's not the only form of
the-
development.
right. Mhm.
You know, you have a whole human resource, which is the people. That should be the biggest type of development we need.
Okay, but
not roads.
are we using that though?
I mean, that's another topic to talk about,
Right.
right? But development in its real sense should be the human resource of that's the people should be developed to the point.
But from both political, I've been able to do that. They are still doing it.
It's not enough.
It's not,
You know,
okay.
there's a lot of we're like the country majors in the minors.
Okay, but
Like
Michael,
we want to build bigger schools,
right? But
roads. It means
2024
nothing.
I'll-
If the
no, I'll
people
come
are
to you,
not
don't worry.
educated enough to
Twen-
use these things to their benefit, it means nothing,
Right. Okay.
right? So that's what I'm saying. But these things, like the political parties, are basically measuring in the minors.
Okay.
The things they're offering the people are not necessarily the tangible. The people don't need.
So
those
then,
things.
are we not voting for the wrong people in parliament?
We're not
then?
voting for the wrong people. The problem is the structure of governance we have.
It's terrible.
I won't say it's terrible. I mean, this is
What
almost
would
like
be the right adjective?
it's an infant democracy.
Okay.
It's pretty new.
And then we have a long way to go.
Countries are
If
like
it's
100.
infants.
Yeah, some countries are like 100 and something years in
Yes.
democracy. This country is like 30 something years
30 something
in democracy,
in democracy. Okay.
not independence. In democracy,
In
It's like-
the Fourth Republic.
yeah. It's pretty much infant compared to people doing 100 and something years.
But
200
don't
and
you
something
even with
years.
30 something because there was only 30
That's what I'm
millions
saying.
in the country, right?
Like
they
there's a
could
lot
have
of
done
issues.
better.
No, they could have done better because
With all the money that they
there's
took.
no, it's not necessarily even about the money. I don't want to look at the money. What
Okay.
I'm saying, they could have done better because there is a blueprint. Other
Okay.
countries have done it.
Okay. So why
you
are we
can-
not doing it?
Again, It's not that easy.
We are still babies, huh?
No, I'm saying it's an
No,
infant
no.
democracy. We are not necessarily babies. We still haven't understood the process of democracy.
When you say we,
as Ghanaians.
as Ghanaians in
Yeah,
general.
that's what I'm saying. It's too easy to want to point to the political class. It's the easiest thing to do.
Right.
It's too easy.
But Michael, but they are the leaders.
That's what I'm
And
saying. It's too
we,
easy.
We are hoping that we are giving them the power, right?
Yes.
And we are saying
That's what
that,
I'm
hey,
saying.
this is Ghana. It's 30 million people. Lead us to where we need to be.
I totally get that. But I'm saying it's a game that is being played.
Do you know why
right?
I'm saying it? Because if you look at Ghana, right, our politicians, a lot of them actually attended school outside Ghana.
Again, it means nothing.
They mean
Yes.
nothing.
It means no- No, wait. It means, wait. If you think just by the mere fact that they're educated, it means they can drive everyone along, you're deceiving yourself.
I'm not deceiving
It doesn't
myself
work
because
like
that's
that.
what Dubai did.
Yeah,
The
I'm saying
most
it don't-
educated are the better thieves.
That system they practice, that is monarchy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. They don't have a rule of law. It's monarchy,
yeah.
strictly monarchy. So one person gets up and says, "I'm doing this." Everyone shuts
And
up.
nobody. Well,
Yeah, but when you're practicing democracy, there are opposing views.
Aye.
People will challenge stuff.
we have a long way to go,
You know,
Michael.
everything like you want to anything. It needs to go to the parliament. They need to. So there's a lot of deliberations.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So certain things the people wouldn't agree to. Certain things they would.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Certain things might not necessarily inure to their benefit immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So they will oppose it. Long term, it might come off better, right? So there's a lot of dynamics to it. I feel like once I don't want us to like excuse the political class, but I want us to be like very, we should be, very, very careful about how we talk about it. Because if you point out the political class and you ignore the citizenry, then we're not going to go. That's what I'm saying. In the current state of the country, should you put Jesus Christ as a parliament, a candidate for any of
Yeah,
the
but
parties?
corruption, no.
Jesus Christ will fail.
I got a rebuttal for something Michael said.
You want to rebuttal what he said?
Some-
Quick,
Yeah. Okay,
2 minutes, and then
2
I'll let
minutes.
Dan speak.
Okay, so Mike said something about where we invest is not only for infrastructure, but we should also reverse invest
human
human resource.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right? The human resource, if we can invest in human resource, we can make them very educated. Very books. Are they going to eat books?
I'm saying
Now,
that
if we have given
wait.
given you
Wait.
can be as much.
I mean, can I tackle whatever you just said?
Let me finish. So let me land. Right. If we invest everything in human resources, right? Let's say we give you all the education you have. Now you build a factory. You cannot get your things right from the northern region to Greater Accra to sell because there is no infrastructure.
Okay.
How good is it?
All right. So can
How-
I?
how-
can
how-
I?
Okay, so
Can
he
I-
will answer it, and Dan will
in?
come in.
All right. So when I say you develop the people first
Okay,
before you put up buildings.
okay, I
Because
agree. Because
at
if
the
you
end of
don't
the day,
develop the people, when you build it,
it doesn't mean
they'll break
anything.
it off.
They'll break it down.
Okay.
It doesn't mean anything.
Isn't what they say like when the whole fix the country came in? Some also said that fix the people.
That's why people will say stuff like that, and
Okay.
it's
The
not
people don't
necessarily
need
wrong.
fixing.
People don't need fixing.
It's
in
not
Ghana.
necessarily
fixing.
wrong.
Mike, are you sure?
People-
I'm telling
no,
you.
The highway that they just finished, somebody went over there and sell coconuts
People
underneath.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you
do
see
know
it?
why? Do you know why people don't
like-
need fixing?
Why?
Okay.
Because we are
So
all
if
born
you-
bad.
We are all born bad now.
Oh,
I'm done with you.
We are all born bad.
Done.
And guess what? You keep being bad because guess what? Our leaders are bad.
Mr. Dan, please go ahead. I'll come to you. Mike, I'll come to you. Oh, wait, are you done wrapping up so I can let
no,
Dan?
you can. I think you
You
can
done?
go- yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, Mr.
I
Dan.
think it's interesting. If you look at our country, every country has a history and a DNA. So sometimes you have to put the conversation in context of the history of that country and where things have evolved, where things have come.
Okay.
Oftentimes, we are human beings. We are human beings, so we have the recency bias. We quickly remember what is current in our mind, but we don't take, effort to track the history of how things have evolved. And in this world of AI, that's exactly what they are trying to do. They are trying to have a lot of data historically, track them, and then see patterns and then predict. It's not just about recent data. You have to look at the full history, and that will give you a lot of information.
Right.
So I'm going back to what he said. Rollins, as he said, was a blessing to our country in a way,
Okay.
even though he had his own difficulties. But at the time that Rollins relinquished power in Africa, coup was the order of the day.
Right.
It wasn't a simple thing. Today you can sit here and handside demean that whole thing that he did. But it was a big deal then, if you put it in context, if you go back in the time that he did that. So when Rawlings was handing over to us, think about it. Rawlings came at a time when the country Ghana was faced with this socialist democratic ideas. So Ghana, in terms of geopolitics, plays in this big guys. You know the Russian people. If you know much about, political history, Russia is more socialist.
Yes,
And the US pushes more of democracy.
Democracy, yes.
So the US and those big people, when they are trying to hold Africa, they want to push their ideology. And they want the democracy to win. And at the time, if you look at the NDC and their history, they're a socialist inclination, right? So they use some tools to try to get Rawlings to succumb to the democratic process that eventually happened for us by trying to say, hey, if you don't diversify your factories, if you don't do this, we will not give you money. And our economy is not a strong economy historically.
Right.
The dollar issue that we spoke about, if you look at our economy from the days of Nkrumah up to date, our dollar has never been a strong, our CD has never been a strong currency. It's always been declining.
Right.
So it is always a declining currency. What government do is that they only try to manage the rate of depreciation. That's what we're all doing. I can assure you as I sit here, and with my aspect in finance and economics, that the next government will not keep the CD where it is. It will stay slide because that's the history.
Yes.
So that's the reality of our country. We have some huge challenges. So the CD issue, where people are thinking that something is going to happen, I'm sorry. It didn't even matter who wins this election. The CD will still slide.
It's still slide, right.
So it's something that people, if they have looked at our history and they know where things are coming from, you will not just sit here today and think that by tomorrow somebody will do some magic and then your CD will reverse course.
Yeah, but isn't that the doing of the political class?
I'll come to that.
Yes, I was about to say the same thing.
It's mixed, right? Because see, your country, Ghana, right? You were talking about something. People often think that resources alone will do the trick for you. We have gold, we have this, we have that. But in the history of the world, tell me which country has those things that have developed. It takes human knowledge, like you were saying, human resource. That is what the facts of history tells us.
If you don't develop people, those things,
that is what it takes to build a country. It's not about the fact that I have gold, I have this, I have that. And oftentimes we feel like that thing is value. It doesn't create value. What creates value is the human element. That's why you have somebody like Facebook, one person, and he's valued $1 billion.
Yep.
It's even more than Ghana's economy.
Ah.
How does that sit with you? You mean when you have gold, you have all the things that people come and they are so happy, ignorantly, boasting about, thinking that is what makes the world. You have Microsoft, just one company.
Yeah.
Its whole GDP is bigger than the country.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. So if you don't understand the way the world operates and the way these things operate, you will get into this fixation about, oh, Ghana has this, Ghana has that. But the good thing is that, coming back to what Rawlings did, when Rawlings handed over Ghana to Kufuor, we were in a huge crisis. We had a lot of our debt issues. That was why Kufuor had to go to the IMF or the World Bank. The World Bank and the IMF, these organizations have programs where countries can subscribe to. When Kufuor came, actually there's no money. So for Kufuor to be able to rule Ghana and also implement his own policy, he had to go out there and look for help. And then one of the help was to go and seek this program with the IMF or World Bank, which was the HIPIC initiative.
The HIPIC.
The HIPIC initiative, it didn't mean that they gave you money for you. What it only meant was that money that Ghana would have paid, like we should have still worked, collect the money, and then go and pay whoever we own them, bilateral, multilaterals, we own countries, and we own individual. Those monies, what the people said is that when you generate that money, don't bring it to me, just keep it in your country. So we still had to work for that money.
And use it to develop.
And now they'll say, don't bring it, now keep that money. So if you don't work for the money,
how are you going to
get it?
That's
so Kufuor, when you tell me Kufuor didn't do anything, it's like, it's a narrow understanding of what Kufuor did. So Kufuor had to work, and all the money that he had to go pay these sustainable people, they just said, keep it, and then they'll tell you that, use it to support your budget, use it to do this, use it for this development, use it because it's their money. Ideally, if you were to hold you will bring it to them, right? So that was what Kufuor did. And with all that Kufuor did, it was able to contain the debt and left us with what? 9 billion. Think about somebody, 9 billion at the time that Kufuor left. When we're talking about 9 billion,
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money in value.
Is.
Today, because the CD has depreciated, you probably think that it's more money. It's not small money. It's a lot of money. Mahama and the NDC comes in 8 years, they take your debt from 9 billion to 122 billion.
That's a lot.
You see that accumulation?
Yeah.
And people take it for granted. That accumulation is small.
Yeah.
In finance, that is a huge accumulation of
It
debt.
is.
It is over 1,000% debt accumulation.
Then what about the debt accumulation?
I'm coming. I'll come to
Don't
that.
worry, he's
I'm
coming there.
coming to that. You do that. When you do that, automatically you strangle your country. So the way forward is going to be very tough because whoever is coming to take over from you is going to be dealing with this huge issue of debt sitting out there that he has to manage with. And in politics, when politicians are out there and they are campaigning, they campaign and they promise stuff. And when you promise stuff, what it means is that you have to get the money to be able to deliver on those stuff. But when you win power and you come, you cannot say that, there was some debt that was there, it's for the previous government, so I'm not going to deal with it. You have to deal with it.
Again, that's where the problem
You
is
have to
with the
deal. You
political
have to deal
class.
with the debt, and now you have this 122 billion debt. Most of this debt, we secured them when we were going to the capital market. Before, Ghana used to get what we call concessional loans.
Yes.
Which means that there were other countries that we were neighbors with that would give you a loan, but the interest rate was very low, and then they'll give you a long time
To pay for it.
So it gives you flexibility to be able to deal with that. At some point, when Kufuor was leaving, Ghana was classified as a lower middle income country. We moved from poor, HIPIC means what? Heavily indebted poor country. Our status moved, Kufuor moved us from there to a lower middle income country status. By the IMF and the World Bank organizational structure, once you moved your country from a HIPIC country to a lower middle income country, they will have to focus their attention and resources to some other lower poor country. So they will not come to you. The kind of concession
You don't
that
need
you
that
used to
kind
get,
of help like that.
like that. So they pulled out, which means that Ghana, we now have to fend and pay and manage our own debt. And because these countries were not giving any concessional loan, our only alternative was now to deal with the market, the capital market. It means that go to these individual investors who have money. You are not dealing with countries anymore. You are dealing with individual investors that really have money, that are looking to places to invest this money. And that was what Kufuor was able to do, take us to the capital market for the first time. We borrowed about 750 million. So that opened that avenue for us now to have other ways of financing our own development. And once that capital market was open, when the NDC came, they were trying to pay that debt sum, and they also went into that market because now you will not get those loans from your partners or those countries that were giving to you. Now you have to deal with the market. And going to the marketplace to borrow money, if you understand how finance works, it's not an easy thing. It takes a lot. There's a lot of charges, a lot of fees, and they look at your credit risk. Like the way in this country, when they want to give you debt, look at your credit risk and look at your score. And that's what the big rating companies like Fitch, Moody's, they rate this sovereign state, the country, based on their political risk, their governance risk. They do some assessment and they say, okay, based on your risk, you are maybe C+, A+. And depending on your risk, the interest that you pay on those loans can be very high. In the period of Mahama, the capital market was said that the interest that we pay on those loans were very high. And then it was short term. So when this government came, they had to also contend with those loans. Think about it. Most of the loans were in CD, some are in dollars. And now they also had to figure a way to refinance those loans. Essentially, that was what Ken Ofori-Atta was trying to do, trying to use his knowledge of capital markets understanding. So what happened was that when the loan was coming due, he would go to the capital market, borrow, and then use that money to refinance the existing one and then extend the term. So that he's trying to get himself some flexibility, because if all the monies, you have to pay them within 4 or 5 years, Ghana cannot raise
that kind of money.
So what he was doing was he was restructuring the terms of those loans. He will borrow at a lower interest rate, retire the old ones, and then extend the maturity of the loan. And he did a lot of that. Unfortunately for him, once he started doing that and COVID hit, and then your credit ratings now, because your economy has gone down, COVID hits you
after 4 years.
Yeah, but you know, in 2020, when COVID was not there, the economic numbers looked right.
It was okay.
There was no complaint. That's the fact of it, right? It was only after 2020 that all these issues now begin to crumple under, and it's because our country is a vulnerable country from independence up to date. Our country and what Nkrumah left us. If we were to build at the pace that Nkrumah built our country, would have been far better. But we couldn't build at the pace that Nkrumah built our country.
Why?
And then our population exploded.
Yeah.
And then, so each government, and you say why? That is why they have to ask the history of the NDC people. Because they have been remember Rawlings was in government for 8 years.
8 years.
92 up to 2000 before he left.
Yeah.
Sometimes when they talk, they make it look like it's just NDC started after, what do you call it? Atabels, right? That's what they make it look like, right? But the NDC was there 8 years.
It's not like that.
Before the 8 years.
No,
hold on. Before
you are going to rebuttal him.
No. Hold on.
We want to know what can help the
I'll get there.
It's not like
Let him finish. Let me finish. What the conference will ask that. You let him finish. Let him finish.
So what you forget is that, I mean, before the NDC did 8 years from 92 to 2000. Rawlings had been in power for about 20 years before we
Yes.
transitioned.
Yeah.
You tell that you take that for granted. To have 20 years as president
But
of a
at
country,
20
you know,
years-
Altogether, he
But
did-
20
he's-
years,
he's
Rawlings
more than
couldn't go
20,
to the
28.
market and borrow any money.
because
Because he was a
hold on,
military
but we had
rule.
debt. How come Kufuor came and he had to go to Haiti?
The debt was from Nigeria.
Well, but regardless, we had debt. That's the
But
point.
it was under his praise era.
we had
so
debt.
then, well, if we
So
talk about we had debt, then what about the debt that came from
let me
Nkrumah?
finish
We
my
are talking
point.
about the
No,
national
that's what we're saying. All the debt from Nkrumah to
You
Kufuor
see,
was
right
the
now, if you say Rawlings,
We'll come in.
let's start
I'll
from
come-
Nkrumah.
We'll come in.
Let's start from
Dan, wrap it up and because it looks like he wants to rebuttal.
So
Okay.
in wrapping up, what happened was that I mean, this government too, because they have to continue with their. Remember when this government came, the economy was with IMF. The NDC had run the economy to IMF. That's the point we have been keeping saying that the NDC didn't have COVID, they didn't have any external shock, they didn't have all these things, and
Yeah,
yet
but
they
then
couldn't
they-
manage an economy that was stable.
Yeah, but
that
then they-
Atamils,
I mean, like, that's what I'm
Atamils
saying.
handed over to
No, but that's what I'm saying.
John
like,
Mahama.
Like,
you run
I
on debt?
want us to be fair in the conversation.
Right.
NDC
But-
had a challenge.
And then
They had
had
an
a
energy
challenge.
crisis.
They had a
They had to deal with.
yes, they too had a
They had a
domestic,
major energy crisis.
a major
Well,
energy crisis that they
have
couldn't.
so much crisis.
That they
not
couldn't
only
manage for 4
energy.
years, right?
I mean, we're talking
And
about
so
the
in
major
the
one.
end,
Even education.
No, we're talking about
No,
the
no,
major
no.
one.
Titin, hold on,
We're
hold
talking
on.
about
Don't
the
come
major
in.
one.
So the fact is
energy
that the
crisis was
NDC
the
too
biggest
ran into an energy crisis.
crisis. That was
Before
the
the
biggest
NDC,
ordeal.
we have had this energy crisis in bits and pieces. Even when Kufuor was there, we used to have some of this energy crisis, and I think they were, but they could. I don't think any government solved it comprehensively. But it looks like when it hit John Mahama, even in NDC period, it didn't hit Atamils. It was John Mahama's
Time that it hit. Okay.
So, and therefore, it appears that John Mahama took a very comprehensive approach to try to what?
Solve this
energy
issue.
crisis,
Yeah.
which means that it costs a lot, because when you have little issues and you don't fix them, and you make them accumulate over time, fixing them,
It built up a lot.
it builds up and it becomes costly because you are now in an emergency mode.
Because
you are
for like
not-
a long time, a long period, we basically papered over the cracks.
exactly.
Right.
And thought, oh, we're fine. And then one
Until
day,
now
it just
explode.
And now it
exploded.
explode,
Right.
and then you have to,
Now you have
deal
to
with
change
it.
the
And-
whole
and
thing
it costs
again.
a lot
Okay.
to kind of
You
fix
know,
things like
so-
that.
Okay, I wanna before you come
I'm
in.
glad he gave that credit to Mama.
Oh, of course,
I mean,
it's a
like,
fact.
no,
You know, it's
that's
not
a
about.
fact. So,
We'll
that's what I'm saying. I want
give
the
credit.
conversation
We'll
to
give
be
credit
along
to
those
whom
lines.
is due, right?
Yeah.
Let
God's
let
do is do.
Yeah, it makes
before
for a
I
good
let him
conversation.
speak, there's one question I want to ask you,
Okay.
and be fair with this answer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Between Kufuor's era or Kufuor's presidency, administration, and Nana Akufo-Addo's administration, between those two, let's compare, because now both of them have been there for 8 years. Who is better?
It's
Between the
impossible to
two,
compare.
we see, if I have to do that comparison, you have to account for the time.
The
Because
time,
what
the population,
so it's
a
not,
lot of things.
It's
The
not
dynamics
easy
are
because
different.
Kufuor was not dealing with capital market borrowing.
Yeah,
and going
the
to
dynamics are
The
different,
dynamics,
so
and Kufuor,
it
when he
doesn't make
came,
it fair
we
to
were
just
still have this.
compare.
HIPIC was there.
I mean, you can compare at the face of it, but it
So
still
at the
doesn't
same,
mean
but it's,
anything.
there's a lot of differences that you have to account for before you make that.
To make, you know, to make that conclusion.
Okay, I'm gonna let you speak now.
Okay. Let
Go
me say
ahead.
Something like this.
But
The
I would say,
microphone.
You are talking
Akufo-Addo has done tremendously well.
Better than Kufuor's era?
Given the challenge, I won't say better, but given the challenges and all the other things that, and even with the kind of, in my lifetime, I've never seen a president who has done a lot of development like in my lifetime. I don't know about other. What other
I mean,
people
like,
know. What I've
honestly,
seen
most of the problems of the MPP are self-inflicted.
Yes.
Let's be very
so
honest.
Development.
Yeah, in my lifetime, I can tell you a lot of things that we've
So
done.
Akufo-Addo has done more
Okay, so tell
development than
me-
any
Yes,
president.
in my
three.
lifetime, what I have seen, a lot. Maybe you haven't seen.
I don't know.
It's a
You-
lot.
I don't
Give me
know
And
which
that's what
one.
I'm saying. That maybe
Major
in the
one
next
or
in
a
the next
minor
4
one?
years,
Three.
you begin to
Just three.
I should
Just name three.
The major one,
You-
major
Three.
see. We just did. You know,
We
we
just-
just expanded our railway
Yeah,
network.
yeah.
And
Railway,
you
the
know-
one that the train broke on.
Oh, my brother, you are being
And if it
simplistic
was
here.
Mama who started that.
You are being simplistic here. Railway costs a lot. It's a lot of capital investment. When you invest in railway, the benefit don't come today. That benefit of railway is going to come in the next 4 or 5 years. Whoever
Oh,
is
it's
going
gonna
to,
take more than
it's
5
going to
years.
take
The
more than
railway
4 or 5
that
years.
you only-
and
It's gonna take
we've
more
done a
than
lot of
5 years.
expansions in our schools. We've done a lot of expansion
the
in
school
schools.
studies.
Even the Mahama E-Block, we came to complete some of them. We've done a lot of roads. If you look at our road network today, I live in
Oh,
Suhum.
Jesus.
From
Suhum?
Yeah, I live
I
in
just
Suhum.
came back from
Yes,
Suhum.
from
So
Accra.
don't tell me anything
from
about
Accra.
Suhum.
Oh, don't worry. From
Less
Accra.
than 2 weeks.
From Accra to
They
Suhum.
take you 6 hours to go to class.
no,
From
I'm
Accra.
not
Look at the
about Kumasi,
potholes.
I'm
You can
talking
put
about-
water
I
in
mean,
it, put a fish, go
Oh,
back,
my
and the
God.
fish would
Our
have
road-
laid eggs.
You be quiet.
Our road network, in terms of, it costs a lot of money to build roads in Ghana, especially in Africa.
Roads without foundation.
We've built
Just
a lot
go
of
down.
roads, good roads. When I can tell you that the kind of roads that we built, I haven't seen any government in
Can
my
I
lifetime.
ask a question?
But, yeah, you can go
Have
ahead.
they actually constructed more roads, or in tabulating whatever number of kilometers they've done, they added roads they had to resurface.
No. They were existing roads. Right?
Exactly.
Some,
Okay.
some,
So
of-
I just
existing
want
roads that they had to
They
fix
had,
it.
Yeah, some they had to
fix them.
resurface,
Yeah, some they had to
and- but it
resurface,
worked all
and some
out
too
as
that
part
they
of
had to
kilometers.
create. Like
And it's
the
okay.
Kumasi
It's
to
totally
Accra
fine that they do
road,
that.
it's
Because a lot of
right?
roads actually need.
It's what?
Yeah, they just some of the
Yeah.
roads only
Hold
resurface
Hold on,
them.
we
But
started it.
I mean, it's
Before
still work
started the
done.
Rackery thing.
Okay.
It's just a short,
So
short
you could do the roads, right? So 8 years
Not all,
you took
not
to do
all,
roads
not all. We are
to
talking about
resurface all Ghana roads.
No, not all. You can't do no government.
Not
Even
all.
the next government will not fix all your roads. So that's
Yeah.
the reality you have to put in mind. Don't make it
But
look
the thing is,
simplistic.
You should.
The
you
next
should have
government,
budget
the next
for
government will not fix all your
resurfacing.
healthcare issues. The next
No,
government,
but you should
the
have
next
some
government,
for
the next government will not
maintenance.
resolve all our problems.
And so if we just do maintenance, then we can't do.
It's not maintenance, not only maintenance. You are making it simple. It's a category of things. Some new construction, some maintaining the old.
Yeah.
You also have to
So
maintain
they
the
did some
infrastructure.
maintenance and they did
And then
some
you have
new
to-
roads.
So it's not just maintenance.
But Mahama also did the same thing. He did maintenance and did good roads too.
Yes, but
And-
the Muhammad can say, I did this road, I did that
And-
road, I maintained this road,
And
And you saying that the MPP administration can say
well,
that?
that's
They
I'm
don't have much
surprised.
to say. They
Why
just
is that?
I just asked for
We
3.
built more hospitals
There's
than any other
everywhere is
government.
dusty.
We
There's
built more-
dusty everywhere.
Oh, my
That's the
brother.
word.
Because they just started trying to rush
MPP
for
just
the
MPP
politics.
just ruled Ghana for 8 years, and you think that all the problems, all the dusty place was
It's MPP's
taken-
problem.
Everything in
So how
Uganda.
can you be talking like
about the
this?
new-
No,
they're trying
I'm
to-
telling him that
They're trying to resurface.
you
Okay.
should be measured about the things he
And if you
says.
go look
Okay,
at
done.
the, look at the
Let's hear-
the magazine people have to fight.
Of course.
Okay.
there are
They
issues.
have to fight their
Mr. Ade.
or whatever
There are
to do
issues,
it.
yeah.
You have 8 minutes. Go.
Why you gave me 8 minutes?
Is it
Somebody
too
said
small?
30 minutes.
more
No,
than
no,
enough.
no, it is
Minutes,
bigger.
8 minutes.
Trust me,
This is what-
I'm
No
putting time on everybody.
No problem. My 8 minutes is going to be powerful and strong.
Okay.
Because I'm going to let them know what all the government have failed, and especially the NPP
Go
government
ahead.
has failed to Ghanaians. One, you was talking about everybody, like their time is very difficult. Everybody's time is difficult. It's like those people who just came to America. Sometimes they will tell you, oh, your time was very easy. When you came to America, that time was as if they were here.
During that
Everybody
time.
knows the past, but you don't know the future. Okay. During the Kufuor time, he was having his issues. Atamils has his
2008
issues.
financial crisis, remember?
Yes.
Okay.
Kufuor.
And when Mama also came, he has his own issues. He was talking about electricity,
Energy.
energy.
Energy crisis.
You see, before there was no cellular phones, the television. Sometimes the whole house there might be only black and white TV. There were so many things that was not FM station. There was none. It was Rollins who brought FM.
How does that tie into the energy crisis?
What happened is, if you look at, look, let
I mean,
hold
come
on,
on.
hold
Let's-
on.
let's-
You're making the issue simplistic. How can you tie energy price to just those elements?
No,
That's what I'm saying.
no,
How does it make it
no.
serious?
Let-
If that was our understanding in government, then we have a problem.
Right.
You see why we said they are incompetent?
Because remember, it was not fixed from the beginning.
You see why we said they are
And that is why
incompetent?
it exploded.
They don't even know how to
during
diagnose the
NDC.
problem.
Yes.
Because Kufuor didn't fix it.
The way you are diagnosing the problem makes
No,
it
no,
difficult.
Kufuor fixed it, we wouldn't be in
Kufuor
this
and
problem.
Atamils didn't fix
Can
it.
you
Start
let
from
me
there.
answer?
Atamel, you don't talk about the dead. So
Look,
Kufuor didn't
when you
fix
talk
it.
about the FM stations
Go
in
ahead.
Ghana right now, do you know 1 kilowatt of transmitter? You know how many power it takes?
Do they pay for
1,000
it?
watts.
Doesn't work, okay.
Right. Even though you pay for it, somebody has to bring that
Supplied, yeah.
before you can have that energy.
Okay.
And it affected the whole country.
So
Look
the
at
FM
what happened
stations.
to Mama. That it cost Mama to find solution for this. And unfortunately, before he left, after he fixed that energy crisis, then he left. And then Kufuor came and benefited. Do you know that?
Yeah, but then that's what governance is.
Okay.
I'm
Government
pretty
did that.
sure that Doomsaw will come again if MPP win.
Oh my God.
No,
Be quiet.
it
You
started.
be quiet.
They've already started.
Yeah, it started already.
Yeah,
It
but
started
profit.
last year. It
Because
started.
of
They did
profit.
not add anything to it.
Who
But-
didn't add? The
Kufuor,
MPP?
yes.
They didn't add
It's
anything.
a lie. It's not true.
Oh, yes. What did
They
they do?
added-
They used the money to buy a rock.
No, they added.
Oh, come on. What wrong?
Okay.
And those debts,
The rock
those
of the
debts that you
butter.
left, we had to also manage them and deal with them.
Why
You remember
that
the,
one-
you remember the money I was
the
telling
debt
you?
Yeah.
started from,
That's a lot of debt
that
that Muhammad left for us. We
Well,
have to deal with the
that
debt.
debt-
Up to today, we are
that-
still,
120
we are
something
still
bill.
dealing with
Yeah, but-
the energy debt people who own
Yeah,
that
but
debt.
Again,
Yeah.
this is all
started-
part of governance.
That's all part of
It's part
governance.
of-
You're going to inherit
Right,
somewhere
exactly.
else.
The
When
Definitely.
when
And then
come
you
to
find
power,
a way to fix it.
When you come to power,
Well,
you
then they even
inherit
start
the good and
oil
the
to
bad.
support.
Okay,
But what
from
did they
all
do?
those-
Sell it
for
for
cheap
cheap
change.
change.
It was the
when you
MPP
come
that
to power-
discovered oil. That
Okay,
you can
guys,
And then you guys
guys,
sold it
come
for
on.
cheap change.
Let's allow him to
You
speak.
No,
sold it for
right,
cheap
right.
change.
Let's allow him to
all
speak.
the ideas that you was talking about is not that the people in the government don't know that. They know it. They all understand it.
Okay.
And they can even explain it more than the way you explain to us.
Okay.
Okay? Do we have a solution? The problem they have over there is they know all these things. When before the Ekufuado came, he had a solution in his mouth that this is what I'm going to do to the economy. I'm going to create jobs by giving every district $1 million. I'm going to build dams. I'm going to do this. And
One district, one factory.
one factory. And that means he wanted to bring the government to the level of the people of the country. Without that, we can't do, because already we don't have enough money like industrial countries. So there are so many things that we cannot do what the industrial countries do for their people. The only way he can do for those minors or those individuals is by doing that kind of dime or minor things in the economy that can help the individuals to bring improvement to the country. Because the government way of paying the debt, doing this, doing that, nobody touched the mineral resources in Ghana. Everything belongs to the government. Gold belongs to the government. The oil that came right now belongs to the government. If our government stops stealing the money and they use what they have, they use what is in their hand, their capital in their hand, they can help to solve all these problems.
So, but then it's not just for MPP, both MPP and DC. Then.
Both MPP and NDC.
So both of them are still in the
One thing
money.
I wanted
Are we all come from the same fabric?
Yeah. What I want to highlight is this. What I want to highlight is this. When NPP was coming, Akufo-Addo, he was the only president that I had him trying to solve all these problems from what he was saying. But did he do it? He couldn't do nothing.
Well, nothing is too strong a word.
No, what happened is, if like he tackled what he said that he was going to do by solving all this problem, stop those people from stealing. The people that were stealing, he told the whole people that he was going to set up special investigator. They didn't do nothing. It encouraged the other people begin to steal. Any penny they steal, it goes to the loans that we borrow from the other places. It never solved the problem. If the government people continue to steal, there's no way that we can solve the problem. It doesn't matter. Every country has a debt. America has a debt.
owes us, yeah.
Everybody has that. But they have a way of solving it. They use a brain to do something. Let people know that if you owe me money and you don't have money to pay, you have to show me that you are trying or you are doing something better that can solve the problem. But rather doing that, you begin to steal. You begin to cheat. You begin to do that. It doesn't help anybody in the country.
So
That's why
from
Mama.
both political
That's why
parties.
Mama is coming right now.
What do you think Mama can do?
Okay, this is what he has realized that he has. And after he left, you know, when you are on the sideline watching soccer, you can see what is going on.
Okay.
Now he's coming back.
Okay.
He's coming because he know what happened to him during the 4 years time, and he's not going to play with other people.
But this time around, if he comes back, he's not coming back again. So it doesn't matter what he
well,
comes
the
to
4
do.
years time, he's going to show that there's a way that Ghana can solve the problem.
Okay, so right now, what is the debt right now in Ghana?
800 billion.
Chai.
No, it's 700 and something.
Well, it's 800.
But you know something.
I'm coming. I have a question for him, and I'll let you come in.
Yeah, 800.
So let's run it up 800 billion.
Yes.
No,
Billion
Ghana city.
dollars.
No, not billion, the Ghana city.
Oh, billion cities.
Yeah. If
What do you mean?
How much is that in
come on.
dollars?
800
So
billion.
if
Who
you-
give you
so if
800
you
billion?
come-
Who lend you $300
trillion
billion
dollars.
in Ghana?
So
Who does
if
that?
you convert it in dollars, how much is
It
that?
should be, I don't know, if you take today's exchange rate. But remember, when we say 800 billion Ghana cedi.
That's old currency.
Yes,
Yes,
all,
I think
this is
currently
all in,
it says-
this is
No,
all in
the
Ghana
currency
cedi.
says it's
No,
eight-
in Ghana
it says
cedi.
it's 807. It's Ghana cedi.
Ghana cedi. Ghana
It's
cedi.
cedi.
And
You see
how
this?
much is that?
I'm saying, let's convert that in dollars. How much is that?
If
You-
you convert
let-
it, that is 50 billion.
$billion. So it's not even.
So Ghana owe about 50 billion.
Yes.
So let me. So I'm about to ask you a question because of
Okay,
that.
go ahead.
Ghana owes 50 billion.
Yes.
This 50 billion was accumulated since
Independent.
independent.
Yes. Yes.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Mama is coming to power. Hey, let me not say Mahama as if I'm the one predicting.
Yeah.
it.
You can make an assumption.
Assuming that
that's coming.
he wins the election, we owe 50 billion. Do you? And he has only 4 years.
Right.
Do you think he can fix the economy and
They
clear
are
our
happy.
debt?
They're happy.
Because
They're happy.
no, let me come
They
in.
believe he can do it. They're happy.
And also remember, when he comes, there's no money, so he also has to go and borrow.
No, there's money. Always.
Where?
There's money in
Where?
Ghana. All the
Akufo-Addo told you
Where?
there was money, and today you are complaining.
Akufo-Addo said the same thing.
Today
He borrows
you are bashing
money.
him.
So
You are
what?
bashing him. So you
No,
believe there's money.
Akufo-Addo said that
You believe
we have
Akufo-Addo,
money.
and you didn't vote
Yeah.
for
You know
him.
why-
You believe Akufo-Addo, and you didn't vote for him.
But
You
the
believe
thing
Akufo-Addo.
is this,
I
right?
don't believe
We need to come to reality. This is reality.
Yeah, we have
right?
reality to
as in,
face.
As in
Yeah.
Ghana.
He has to answer the question.
I
Hold
would like to
on.
answer
Answer
the
the question
question.
he's asking.
As in Ghana, right? As all Ghanaians, right? Our mother is thief. Our father is robbers. So whether we are NDC or MPP, we are all thieves. We steal money and then we roll it and do all this, right? So I can't
That
say
is
only
not a
Akufo-Addo.
solution.
And then that is
why
why
I have the solution. and
You have a solution?
It's a tough solution, and politicians don't
No,
like
no,
it.
no.
Okay,
the
I'll come to
solution,
you.
I can't handle it.
Oh, hold on. I'll come to
handle
you.
it.
I want to
No,
hear the
we don't have
solution.
solution.
Go ahead.
We have a solution.
Mr.
but-
Tintin, hold on. So 50 billion.
Yeah.
When Mahama comes, he has to go and borrow. You are saying that he's not going to borrow.
Well,
When Akufo-Addo
You can't say
came,
that. Mahama has
when
not said that.
Akufo-Addo came, he said the same thing,
Don't
but he
misquote
came to
Mahama.
borrow.
saying it.
He's the one saying Mahama.
You
has
say
said
he's
that.
not going to
Don't
borrow.
misquote him.
Mahama hasn't said
Yeah,
that.
don't
He
misquote
hasn't
Mahama.
said that he's going to borrow either.
But he will.
No,
He will
hasn't
borrow.
said that.
But he will. We know he will.
That means you are.
But we don't have any money.
We have the
If you said that he
ability
will,
to suffer.
that
Mr.
means you are
Sainty,
trying
please-
to say something Mama hasn't said.
Okay.
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 We can
Mama
agree
hasn't
to
said
that.
he's
So
going to borrow.
I agree. Okay.
Okay. He hasn't. But he said that he has a plan.
Has he shared the plan to Ghanaians?
He has been there before.
Okay.
And he know because he's sitting on the
You take that as comfort. Did he tell you the plan?
Did he share his plan with
Did he
us?
tell him? And this guy believed that somebody didn't tell you his
On
plan.
the plan that will let the thieves find a solution.
Who are the thieves? The MPP.
Thieves are the-
That's why we are all thieves, so I'm an NDC, but we steal. We steal.
No, we are-
The only thing is that the way we
problem
steal
is this.
is nice.
It's not like the Ghana don't have money.
Okay.
We have money.
From where? Where's the money coming from?
God gave everybody money.
God who?
Ghana, our money is mineral resources.
You see, again.
We have the minerals.
Yeah, but we've not been, but we're not using it.
Ghana don't manufacture this.
Yeah, I'm saying don't.
Ghana cannot manufacture even blade.
And that's why our cities are so bad.
That's why again I started from where I started from.
It's the
If you
people.
don't develop
So
the
you see
people,
the realities.
Yeah.
You see the realities of our country.
Yeah.
If you don't
So it's not
develop the
easy just
people-
sitting out there and
See what
saying
I'm
things.
saying?
if you don't develop the people, God will mean nothing.
And then by 2024, we still haven't developed anything.
We don't know.
So then what makes you think that when Mahama comes,
You know why?
uh-huh,
Because all the people who have knowledge like you,
Uh-huh.
like this man, like this man, like this man, we all left our country.
ah,
Oh,
We left it behind.
Because that
Ah.
concern will come back.
Okay, we left it. And the only way we are the one helping that economy little by little. We never say that. The people
It
from
has
those of us
an
outside-
impact, but we also remit, right?
Right, we do. So
yeah.
most of us here, a lot of people with knowledge, the nurses, the doctors.
but when we
everybody
go, the
has
politicians, some don't give
Why,
the
that's
chance.
problem,
They
because
don't
we
give
are-
the
we don't want
chance.
to fight against them.
Ah,
we
yes.
let them.
Yeah, how can you fight against them?
Well,
They are in
if
power.
we were all there and everybody, people with big knowledge, well educated. How many people are educated now? Those educated are in the politics.
Mm-hmm.
The rest are just walking in the street, selling on the street, carrying the water and all those things doing it.
But
all this,
John, let me
those
give you
are
a
the
solution.
ones who
Economy.
hold the economy.
So,
it doesn't help the economy.
okay, so that's the solution.
That's one thing.
Okay, let him finish then.
One
Okay.
thing. So the only one thing that Mama is going to do is this. I'm just going to give you one hint.
Okay.
He's going to do something to make those of us, diaspora, have an interest.
Which people?
Yeah, but also
The people outside.
The diasporans?
No.
But do you think that will fix the 50 billion debt?
All that, the 50.
We don't have to fix the debt now. We can manage the debt.
fix
We
it.
can
Okay,
fix it
fix
now.
it.
It's
No,
not
it's
an
not
issue
something you
of
can
fixing
fix
it.
We need to
immediately.
find
It doesn't work
solution.
like that.
Having
The
debt is not a
solution
problem.
that can help.
That is not
It's
a
like
problem.
managing it.
Yeah,
You see,
managing
as for
it.
debt, we
We
always
need-
have
we
debt.
need all that.
So it's not an issue of debt.
justice,
It's an
if
issue
we
of
don't
How
have-
we gonna
how you
manage
manage
it?
it and how you
There's no
accumulate it
way
and what you
you
use
can
it
get
for. Yeah.
money to pay like that.
So,
but there's a way that
we
you
can't
can
say
do
debt zero free.
by
That's not the
doing-
goal.
you-
It
we
doesn't
have
make
to
sense,
use
yeah.
Our own people that can help us maintain that 50 without going
So-
above. That's
Okay.
the only solution.
Isn't the debt that we owe is the reason why when you go out there to go at a restaurant or go to a grocery store, they charge you with e-levy taxes and all these little
it's
taxes?
part of it because you have
It's
to
part
raise
of it
revenue.
because they have to raise revenue.
Otherwise, how is the
Because
government going to
it-
survive?
look, because
You
right
don't want
now-
to pay the taxes,
So
so the
ga-
government will go and borrow. And then you think that they borrow, you won't pay, you
we were saying
pay.
before.
So the problem is because Ghanaians are not paying tax. That's the
we
reason why
don't
they
pay
are
now.
broke.
We-
Because the people from school.
Okay,
they don't
It's
have
one-
access
it's-
to do that.
it's also a
Yes, let me-
problem, yeah.
If you guys don't mind, I want to.
Oh, go ahead, yeah. Go ahead, sir.
Because
The-
some of us we've been here for longer
Yeah,
time.
like-
so, yeah,
so I know,
man.
yeah.
Like the tax structure
The thing is,
of
the thing
Ghana.
is-
Oh,
Hold
Mr.
on.
Michael, hold on one second. Hold on one second. You see, all this discussion that is going on, I'm just quiet listening to all of everybody here, right? My question is, why does the government even have to cool bottle money?
That's why I was going to answer the question if you gave me the
So
opportunity.
she was. He
Yeah,
was going to answer the
because
question.
If you don't understand your problem, you will never know how to solve it.
He was going to answer the
It's a
question.
question that
He will
It's a good
answer
question.
it.
I'll answer it.
Finish
I'll
and
answer it.
then he will answer
Like
it.
on the tax bit, I'm saying the tax structure of the country is not
Efficient.
It's not efficient enough. The bigger part of the economy is the informal sector. They don't get taxed.
You don't. It's true.
They don't fall under the tax bracket in Ghana. So how do you tax them? And that is the biggest.
That's where the money actually.
Yeah, that's
comes
where
in.
the money is.
And there's no money coming from there.
Yeah, because they don't pay taxes.
Tight.
They do petty trading
I'm
and
telling
stuff.
you right now, if
They
you
are
say-
the
if
money
you say-
holders.
No,
When
if
you go to
say
Ghana,
the
these
government
people,
don't pay tax,
the informal
I didn't
people,
say
they have
the
a lot of money.
No, not the government.
I didn't say the government.
The people, no, the people.
I said
say-
the informal
If you
sector.
work over there, you will see
They-
how much they
if,
tax them.
no,
Yeah.
if they are taxed, then they are undertaxed.
They are
Right.
taxed.
They are way undertaxed.
Yes, that's what. They tax
So-
you a lot.
No, they are
Maybe
undertaxed.
I work over
The
there
informal
and I
sector
know
is way
how much they
undertaxed.
tax.
No.
Sometimes
But that's the-
because
How
of
did
the
the
tax,
No.
Boko
you
Sana
might-
get
you might-
taxed?
Huh?
That's the problem. They are way undertaxed. Those people are way, they are way undertaxed.
Why we are under tax?
The person who sells
Both
pure water on the
roads
street,
don't pay
How did they get
tax.
taxed?
they are way undertaxed. They only get taxed.
So
when
that's
they
what
buy
he's
the
saying
thing.
that
But
the
when they take
majority
their money,
of
they
the
don't pay any
people
tax.
that are not
They
paying
don't pay
taxes,
tax.
you know,
Yeah, that's
they
the
are
informal
more.
sector. They
Right.
are
But it
number
doesn't
of
work
people
here
that
like
pay.
that.
Because of the way that also the type
It's
of
the
work they
system.
do.
No, it's because we don't have that structure.
That's-
Right now,
Structure.
right, Kayogo even pay or where they pay to the AME or
It's still
whatever.
taxed. I'm saying they are still
know, they
undertaxed.
It's still
But
under
that
tax.
tax is not, it's part of the economy. They are doing all that.
You're not. You're not
But it's still
understanding what
not
we're saying.
enough.
We're saying it's
You
still not
see
enough.
how
The
America
government-
earn a lot of money from
The government
tax?
is not bringing
How is
the
that?
What that they are doing, if you work for like 2 cities or 20 cities, do you want the person to pay more than 20? The money, the income
no.
they make is small.
I don't think you're
Whether
getting
it's
it.
small or not,
It's like
10%.
when you buy something, they say VAT is what 17.5. Because you are poor, you want the tax yours to be reduced to 10.5. It doesn't work like that.
So
Everyone pays the same. Everyone pays the same amount.
Prophet, can I address your question? If you
Yes,
give me a
that's
minute?
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, because
Okay,
it's-
what is the
Prophet, let me-
solution?
Prophet,
Yeah.
Prophet.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
our country, regardless of MPP, NDC, put all of them aside. Our countries have real issues, and these issues, it doesn't know whether you're MPP or NDC. If there are issues, there are issues. You have to think through how to solve them. And the way governance work is that if you're a government, right, like if you're in our country, we have an executive president, which means that the president wins power. He's given most of the power to run things. And if that president needs to spend money, then he has to prepare a budget and take that budget to what we call Congress or Parliament or the Senate. So it is that budget that a president cannot just spend money. For him to spend money, it has to be approved. That's how the governance structure
Yeah,
is put
the
together.
three structures, yeah.
And look at the way we have built our governance. The way when the whites envisage democracy, they envisage that if you allow somebody to have many power, they become corrupt.
Yes.
And absolute power,
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolute power corrupts absolutely. That is why, if you look at the way the US have their governance,
The
system,
legislative,
they
executive,
have
and the
the
judiciary.
Congress, they have Senate,
Yes.
and then they check the president. They have to approve budget for the president.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, what happens is that that body should be different, should be independent from the executive, so that they can check the executive. And that's what happens in established democracies. In our country, for some weird reason, we have put in place the person that has to approve your budget. They are part of the executive. And so they go and sit to the executive and craft a budget.
Again,
I'll come there.
I don't think it's weird.
No,
again,
I
it's
think
an
it's weird.
infant democracy.
Yeah, well,
So
I think
we have to
if you're
give them
learning
that.
something, you have to learn the
When
right
you're
way,
playing with the
because
big
we are
boys, you're
dealing with-
playing with
Yeah,
the big
he's
boys.
right. If you're learning, you have to learn it the
learn
right
the
way.
right way. You cannot learn the wrong way. And
that's
especially outcomes like the people who have done it the right
That's
way.
what I'm saying. I understand. That's why when I spoke,
yeah.
I even emphasized the fact that
So
they have the privilege of a blueprint.
Yeah.
People have done it.
Yeah. So what happened is
Yeah.
that is
Right.
that the budget, right? A budget is just don't think about it big. Just think about it in your own simple term. Your church. When you draw a budget, you look at how you're going to get
Your
money
expenses.
and how
If you
you're
get
going to
money,
spend
how
it.
you going to spend it.
Simple. Don't look at it big. Simple thing. When you draw a budget, you have to either balance that budget. Oftentimes, what we have done from the day of Nkrumah up to today is that we don't balance our budget.
Never balance it.
Our budget is set
Our
down.
revenue doesn't match
is small,
our
and
expenses.
Our expenses is like high.
Aye.
That difference, basically,
It's like
difference work of everything.
like we live
So that is
beyond
the
our
source
means.
of the borrowing.
The borrowing.
That's why we
Because
borrow.
and when they go, Parliament approve this thing. So over time, if you have budgets that are deficit over time and you are piling up, that is debt you are piling up over time. You
But
can't
so
get
far,
debt.
you understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
You work, you're paid $1,000, but your expenses
It's $2,000
in
or
a month
$1,500.
is $1,500.
Hmm.
How do you make up for
The
that 500
500
shortage? You have to borrow.
So then it
And then
was.
Parliament approved this thing. Why did Parliament approve it? Because the same people who go and sit in the executive come back and sit in Parliament and approve it.
So that's what I'm saying.
So when people are talking,
so
they're just
then-
talking out of it. They don't know
Then,
what's going on.
Mr. Dan.
But that's why we are.
And it's not going to. It's not going to stop
So
now.
then, so this is not NDC-NPP issue.
no.
It's
It's a serious issue.
So
It's
then,
not what we
so it
we are
points
focused
down
on the
to
wrong
say
thing.
Ghanaians are voting.
They don't
for-
understand what they have done. They don't understand what they're doing.
What kind of people
You
are
know
we voting to
something?
lead the
they don't.
country?
From
No,
today,
the problem,
Democracy
yes,
is
the
not
problem
like
is
that.
not just the people
Prophet, so
leading
you
the
see the hard
country.
knowledge can
Yeah.
impact the way you understand.
and these people
That's
know.
why I keep
They
saying
know.
what I'm saying.
They know.
So
They
it
know.
means this is wickedness.
They know.
So that
They know.
means democracy don't work.
And
Democracy
There's a
works.
problem.
What we
No.
need is a hybrid.
There's a problem. Yes,
Democracy
I agree.
works.
We need a
It,
hybrid.
it works. We have not figured.
We haven't
every
figured
year
how to
figured
make
that
it work. It works.
architecture, that works
Absolutely.
better.
For how many years now?
30 years.
Yes,
And we are
oh,
talking. And you
yes,
tell me that
it-
4 years.
yes,
somebody
yes,
else
yes,
that
it
doesn't
took
work.
people
I laugh.
100 plus
I
years.
laugh.
Yes.
I laugh. I think.
Democracy works for a certain people.
You
and that's
understand
why
what it is?
as a black man, democracy don't work for us.
Oh, Prophet has the floor.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
democracy
allow
don't
him
work
to
for us.
speak. Allow
We
him
are
to
black
speak.
men. How can democracy work for a black
Hold on,
man?
hold on.
Mr. Tintin.
Oh, we are bad.
No, we are
We
not.
are born
Mr.
bad.
Tintin,
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Ade, go ahead.
Okay, now I'm taking the floor.
Yeah, go ahead. Take the floor.
Yeah. You see, I'm not a political person. Like I don't really.
No
know
one
much.
is.
Yeah, no one is.
But
We all have
eventually,
our
you're all
things.
political.
But the thing is,
Exactly.
what's your name?
I'm done.
Done.
Dan, right?
Yes, sir.
You have made me so and have that kind of
Understanding.
of how this whole
The whole
governance-
structure in
Yeah,
Ghana.
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And I can tell that people
One
are
bad man.
people keep saying that the leaders are bad and all that,
They are, indeed.
and it's true
But the
that
people are better.
they are evil.
I think it goes way
Because-
beyond being
Now-
bad.
now
Hold
you
on,
believe
hold
that
on,
is
hold on.
the leader?
Hold on. So here is the case now. It means every government that comes to power, they don't think about the country.
No.
They think about the party, which is the small party that
You think
whatever
about
they
their
have
pocket.
spends, especially look at this whole what do you call it, campaign that is going on. It's
They
all
spend a
about
lot of money.
and they ask people to contribute, people to sponsor.
Yeah, that's another thing
and
I wanted
after
to
that,
kind of like.
they are trying to
delve
do-
into a bit.
look at how Akufo-Addo was able to strategize, in terms of their governance, right? You can tell from the outside that somebody may be a minister of energy, right? Within that kind of a few time,
The person is rich.
no, not even being rich. They will terminate the person out of the office and bring another person,
So that they can feed themselves.
so that the person who is being coming, after whoever was in the position needs to come and cover up with whatever money that he sponsored the campaign for. So it means it's a circle within a small circle.
It's
trying
part
to-
of the bigger issues. I agree with you.
Money to get to that part?
Yeah,
John,
that's the whole
that-
problem.
It's
You
part
look
of
at
the
how
bigger
much
issue,
money they
right?
spend to
That
become
was why
to get
at a
that
point
power.
in time there was this conversation that you see Ghanaians don't take certain things. They don't focus on certain things. They leave
No,
certain
they
things to
don't.
chances, thinking that the world is about the world is not about chances. You have to be intentional. You have to plan about things. You have to work
So
towards
now,
it.
what,
Things
are
don't
you
happen.
trying? Do you understand that it's not?
No,
that
no, no, no.
we
I'm coming.
cannot
Let
solve
me.
the
No, no,
problem?
no.
Mr.
I'm
Ade,
coming.
so right now, this issue is not about NPC and PPO.
This is a Ghanaian problem.
It's the leaders. No, it's
Yeah,
Ghanaian problem.
it's a serious problem. When people are talking,
And
they don't know what they are talking about.
Yeah.
Let me
Go
wrap up
ahead,
on that,
and
right?
I'll answer your
The
question
issue
for
that
you.
you raised, because of that, at some point in our political conversations, it's come up that we should understand how political parties are financed. It's
That's
part of the
what
problem.
that was what I was about
It's
to
a
get to.
big problem, but people
We all don't know how they get
How do they
financed.
get money to-
How do they
money
raise
to-
this
Because
money?
after they get the money, now they have to pay back.
Pay for it.
Yeah.
How do you think they're
So
going
if
to
people
pay for it?
sponsor,
I said that they can.
people sponsor the political parties.
But then we see that even here,
We
right?
don't even
What
ask
did
that
Elon
question.
Musk
Yes.
do?
Just think that, oh,
Elon
there are
Musk
some
get-
magicians.
Yes.
They have some money.
The money stuck up somewhere.
And then they bring it and they come and.
But the exact same thing happened here.
Mr. Dan,
Yeah, but
I
here
think,
they
I
declared,
think,
we
I
know.
think, Mr.
Yes.
Jensen, Mr.
So,
Jensen,
We have a lot of
Elon
problems,
Musk-
though.
No,
That's
no,
why
no,
me
no,
when
no,
people
no,
are talking,
no,
I'm
no,
like,
Mikey,
Michael, go ahead.
She said, Mopa, we should all forget about MPP NDC thing.
We can't.
I think Ghanaians are very ignorant.
oh, of course.
But
Every
you didn't
day,
know?
They don't know much.
That
They
is
don't
why
know
I
much.
kept saying
Yeah, because
the human,
look at this,
resource of
look at
the
this
They just follow it. They
It's
don't know
so
much.
sad.
simple
They
analysis
are-
that you doing right now.
Yeah.
It has given me more
Yeah,
insight of
you think that
how
Ghana, the
these
whole
people
concern.
are operating and governing the whole
my
country.
goodness.
Yes.
This country, Ghana, I think even Virginia.
A
is bigger
small
than-
country, a small country.
Ghana, right? If I'm not mistakenly.
That's the governance issue I've been talking
That's the
about. It's a
governance
governance
issue.
problem.
It's a
Our problem
governance
is
problem.
think of governance.
Governance.
So it's
Because
only
the
the people on the top who are
executive
just
parliament-
getting.
People that are doing
Parliament is not able to check.
Parliament,
It's not able to check the executive.
Yeah.
we
So
don't
the
know-
executive can always get away with anything.
Okay, so what do you
How do you run a country like that?
Like, there's supposed to be
In this
someone
country,
checking
can
them.
Baden. Look at Baden. Baden gave student loan.
Yeah.
If it was Ghana, that thing would have gone through.
Yeah.
But look at what they did.
Yeah,
Congress
yeah.
have to tell them that
We
no,
still haven't received the money.
So you see, if the checks and balance, if it doesn't work, and you think that, oh, somebody's a nice person, is an angel, things will, in government,
doesn't
you
work
can't
like
control
that.
it. You have to have systems
If you
that will
really,
check
if you
everybody.
really tell the truth, right?
Uh-huh.
The raw truth.
Oh,
And
they were
please don't
antagonizing
kill
you.
me. Don't kill me on this.
Nobody's
The
gonna
raw
kill you.
truth
We have issues.
Is this
We have issues.
right? Is tribal thing.
Tribal?
Period. Let me
mean,
tell
you're
you,
introducing like
MPP.
another layer.
Another layer. There's a
But
there are
the way we
dimensions of
talk
Tribal?
about
problems.
Yeah.
That's
There's
another
Mr.
another
Gizzy.
layer of a problem
That's
there
another
where we
layer
can
of
deal
the
with that.
problem.
But
Like MPP per se.
Yeah,
right?
that's another layer of the problem.
But what has that got to do with the ignorance?
Yeah, but
But
that's
what has
another
that got to
layer.
do with the
It's
ignorance
that's
of the
what I'm saying.
people?
Is the thing is, this is where the ignorance come from, right? We know that MPP is Ashanti region, period. That's where their stronghold is, right? And NDC is usually the voter and northern region, right?
NDC is everywhere.
I have heard talking about ignorance. I have heard MPP per se, and which Ashanti people per se say, even if you bring a goat and dress them as an MP and put an MPP shirt on, I'll vote for them.
Yeah, but that's
That's the type of people that
Yeah,
are.
but it's not
What are you
about-
expecting from them?
So it's part of the
So-
ignorance.
So then what are you
just-
expecting
But
from
it's
them?
just a piece of
No,
it.
That's a piece
No,
of it.
no.
We're talking about bigger issues. Bigger
yes,
issues.
it's not
here.
even about the it's
Because they don't understand.
that is basically
And in
what
life,
politics
there are
is.
defaults. People default to things.
You know,
guys,
people have
guys,
entrenched
may-
positions
may
when
I
it comes to
suggest this?
Finish yours and I'll bring you the
let me
next.
help you and then you can continue what you're saying. Prophet. So the issue is that for us to fix that problem, one, the way our parliament is structured, I don't like it.
We have to get rid of all of
We
them.
have to make sure that
It's not the
parliament
people- it's not the people in
it's not the
parliament
people in
that is the
parliament,
problem.
It's the system that you
It's the
put in place
system.
that have incentivized them to behave like that.
And who's
gonna
Because
change it?
our
But who's
constitution
changing
says
the
that-
system?
No,
Yeah,
but
we
who
can change it.
who can
We
change
just
it?
need reform.
The whole country.
And we are not
Yeah, we
informed.
just
How
need
much
reform.
of our ignorance?
People
Nobody
don't
wants
understand.
change
the
it.
problem.
Let me
We
tell
just-
them, no,
they
Is
just
it
need
because of lack
reform.
of education or what?
No,
That is what I was talking
Let
about.
me try and let me break it down.
But everyone is excited by
I get
roads.
your- I get your point now.
If you don't develop the
Yeah,
people-
people are just prophesying here and there.
That's what I'm saying.
We are about to talk about them. We are about to talk about them next.
Prophet, let me give you the good thing.
You have to develop the people.
about people anyways.
You have to- that's what- if you don't develop the people-
that if a
if you don't
president,
develop
our
people's
constitution
intellect-
ties the hand of a president. If Muhammad,
say we're
whoever
getting-
wins the next presidency, or if Baumia Muhammad wins, our constitution says that more than half of his ministers must come from parliament. So
Why?
look at a president. Look at how our constitution is structured. More than half of his ministers must come from parliament. The president comes and he has to appoint by force people from parliament to work with him. These same people will go and craft the budget with the president, and then they'll come and sit again.
That constitution needs to be,
There's a problem. So
because
constitutionally, structurally,
who even wrote that constitution?
constitutionally,
That's what I'm saying.
We have a history.
It's a
I don't want to
history.
go there.
There's a history
there's
behind that.
there. That's a rolling
So
factor in our democracy
so
and the things we have to deal with.
Although
But
I don't even
the
think
constitution was okay.
I don't
It
think
was
it's-
okay
I
up to
don't
your
think
point.
the problem is
Yeah,
Rollins.
yeah. It's not rolling specific,
The
but
constitution then was written for that era.
for that era.
as time
And
goes
still,
on,
we
it
haven't
needs to
changed
metamorphose.
it. We
haven't
Like,
changed. We are
yeah,
not even-
we need to
Because-
tweak it.
We are not.
Is it because we are so relaxed and comfortable with
because
it?
it works
Because
for the people that
it
are
works for the
controlling
people
the
that are
game.
in power.
When you give people power, they don't want to leave the power quickly. And we the people who have to do it, we are
We are
not
too
even
busy.
We don't even understand.
We're all
And you
busy
think that
engaged with
the
reality.
politician will self-correct that? It serves them. Who doesn't want power?
Exactly.
If I gave you power enough, you want it. You don't want to leave power. That's
So
human nature.
that's why they have the word porridge.
Oh, it's part of it. I mean,
It's part
you
of
don't
it.
know. If you don't know who has to educate you, I'm not responsible for ignorance. If
Yeah.
the people are ignorant and they are voting on their ignorance, it's up to them.
Because I'm here to be part of this whole discussion, but it looks like I have to stand aside.
I'm glad that you are being ginger.
You know, asking questions about how bad any ordinary person can ask a
we have
question.
a lot of issues.
There's a
Because
lot of
what it
issues.
means is that that's why even in this country, right, some states, they don't allow their government to run a budget deficit.
Yep.
They will always restrict you to have a balanced budget. So
Yep.
that you don't go on some flimsy excuse, I
Yeah,
want to create this
yeah.
project and just go and borrow money and
money,
leave
no.
it for the next,
And the next
generation
person to come and inherit it. Yeah.
It's
So
governance.
so
It's
how
wisdom.
can
It's
how
not-
can
it's
how
not
can
prayers.
how can
There's
Akufo
no amount of prayers will solve that. If you
appoint
don't apply
most
your
of the
wisdom,
people
you won't get it.
from his own family when it's a whole kind of
Because
a government.
per the constitution, he wills that power.
He wills that power.
The executive power.
And
He can appoint
when you run
anybody
a
he
country,
wants.
you run it by law. You don't run it by emotions.
It's
Yeah.
an emotion.
So in
It's
law, it's doing the right
Then
thing.
this
There's nothing
constitution
that
needs to be changed.
Of course.
It's not
Yeah,
changing because it's
it needs to
favoring
be
them.
amended.
It needs to be. There's a lot that has to
There's a
happen with
lot
this
that
constitution.
needs
I don't
to
like
be
this constitution. Oh.
Including
That's-
the
you give
lawyer
this
who
constitution
goes
to a
to
black man.
with the
Or the Supreme Court.
Oh.
Yeah, those things are. That's what I'm
work.
saying. Those things are all things that needs. But they're
When
all.
I
the
see
power
that,
lies within the
when I see that
constitution.
people don't appreciate the problem that we have and we just gloss over it because it's politics, right? Everybody wants to win.
It's,
But the
it's
root
actually
cause
way
is-
bigger.
It's way bigger.
It's bigger,
That's why when
it's
you
bigger
tell
than
somebody, I'm
NDC and
like,
PP.
yeah.
So could it be that the average Ghanaian,
They don't know.
right? The average
It's
Ghanaian,
clueless.
and then the average people as a Ghanaian. I even think that we are not even loyal to Ghana itself because guess
Yeah.
what?
No, I
guess
told you.
what? Guess what?
Seriously.
Because this same problem, you have places like South Korea, you have places like Vietnam. They all had our problem. Oh.
Yes.
This problem is no, but look at them today.
Yeah, the
because
governance.
the people
It's
over
the
there
governance, yeah.
love the country, so they wanted to do right by the country. But we, our people, we are just bombarded.
Oh.
We just like our
So
package.
governance everywhere is a big deal. Even in your home, if you don't
I
have
think
governance,
I still have my
that's why
time. oh. I
corporate
still have my
governance is a
time.
big
Okay,
deal.
what's your time?
I am here to learn something today because of the whole discussion going on. Eh?
Go ahead.
No,
see that. oh.
I heard somebody saying that even Tamahabo and most of the things that we have in Ghana, it doesn't even belong to the country anymore.
Sometimes we exaggerate these things.
No,
you know,
Some of these things.
some of these things, when you hear them, we exaggerate them. There's an element like that, but it's not the
This
way
is
people
what
put
happened.
it.
When you
You
ship
know,
something to
sometimes,
Ghana,
Uh-huh.
before there was no equipment to lift the containers the way that we want.
Uh-huh.
They used to use a forklift, which was dangerous to a human life over there. And then they have to bring a company that has equipment, which has like 4 legs like this. Boom, they lift it up. That is what they said they sold it to. It's
The
like
white
a
people?
contract
Or the-
that
which
somebody
was that with the MPS contract?
Yeah, politicians, you know, they exaggerate sometimes. They don't see you the facts.
It's overly
They just,
exaggerated.
people just play with emotions, you know. I don't know about it.
You know, so the way that it is not
So
like
they
the-
just exaggerated it.
Right,
They just
they make
exaggerate.
Okay,
like that.
let's switch
Don't fall for
topic.
some of these things. yeah.
Let's change the topic. So, are you okay now?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm learning
He's,
something.
he's
Now-
still
now
very.
you
He looks
understand-
very disappointed.
Now you
He's very
understand a country, right?
Hey,
The truth
country.
made your
So when people
stomach
are
hurt.
excited that they won elections,
I'm an American.
Do you also understand that if we do the right thing, we can tackle this debt we have?
No.
Who is the
who's
who is
doing
the
the
one?
right thing?
Do you know why we
All of
can't?
us.
No, do you know why we
It doesn't
can't
work
do
like
the
that.
right thing?
What?
Why not?
Let me tell you, the right thing will hurt. The right
It will hurt
thing
us.
will hurt us so
Big.
bad.
Now,
You think
big.
our economy is hurting
It
now?
will hurt us too.
If we
have
choose
to
to
do
do
a
the
lot.
The
right
right
thing.
thing.
Oh, Jesus
But the
Christ.
wrong thing is not helping us either.
That's what
They
you
are
do
benefiting.
it for.
People are benefiting
The
from
people
that. So
are
it's
benefiting
it's
from
difficult
that.
for you to change
I
that.
think-
That is why I'm supporting
we
them because you
have
can
to
use
get
technology
rid
to
of
check some
all
of these
these
people.
politicians in this guy.
Because the right thing,
You see,
It's not possible.
the right thing, before the right thing is done, do you know what we need to do?
Oh, Chia, I'm on your words. What do you know
Before the
about
right thing is
governance?
done, do you know what we need to do? We need to catch FSHS. We need to catch. Let me tell you, before the right thing is done, because in order to pay 50 billion,
we don't have to pay it all at a go. That's the
not
point.
even at all at a go.
Yeah,
Let's say we were even paying just 10 billion a year.
Yeah.
How much taxes do we need to raise? How much cities do individuals have to pay? So if we're saying that, well, how much do we Ghana own?
50 billion.
Like
$50
the whole debt,
billion
the whole debt, but we don't have
right?
to pay it all as
so
we go. Yeah.
$50 billion. What is Ghana's population? Let's say 35 million. So you telling me about every child
Every
that
child
is born
owes
in
money in
Ghana,
Ghana.
today
Of course.
own about $30,000.
Not. I don't think that.
Do the math.
It
50
doesn't-
billion. 50 billion divided by 35
The
million.
last time I
And
checked,
half
they
of the
said it
money
was
has gone to
25,000
a
Ghana cedi.
particular
25,000
one person.
25,000.
Ghana cedi is what, about
Imagine
$10,000 or $8,000.
So
I'm not
okay,
sure.
so every child that came to from their mother man
Who are innocent.
own $10,000 today.
In Ghana.
At what time in Ghana? At what time, if we really want to face the problem, even if we wanted to face a very small part, the way Ghana, if
So-
Ghanaians think they are suffering now, they
I
better
want
put
us,
their
I want us to
jacket
spend
on.
a quick 10 minutes to talk
okay,
about the whole
Oh, I thought
funding,
a quick
election.
10 minutes for us to entertain ourselves.
10 minutes to entertain
No,
yourself.
no,
But you already entertaining
Let's
So
get-
yourself.
we
Yeah,
did
yeah.
boxing.
Are you not entertaining yourself?
Oh, please, hold on.
Let's go.
If you really come down to the problem,
Go ahead.
you won't even go and stand in line to vote. You see that
Entertain
you're even
yourself.
wasting your time.
Papa, so we have
Should
a
we
lot
pour
of
you
issues.
Yeah.
drink?
Into
Should
that,
we pour you drink?
sometimes.
You want drink?
No,
You
it's
good?
Because the whole
Mr.
thing
Tinti,
is
you want to
just-
pour
Okay,
yourself
cut,
drink?
cut. Let's entertain
No,
ourselves.
it's live. It's live.
And
It's
so-
live.
I
You
think
forgot.
people need to be
Yeah,
educated
this
in Ghana
conversation,
when
it is the
comes to
CSO,
governance.
it is the CSO who understand it.
Honestly.
In the CSOs, they are just a small group of
Yep.
people. It's difficult to penetrate, and
Uh-huh.
there's a lot going on because this CSO they will talk,
Now we can
but
keep talking.
eventually when they can, what is their vote? How many are they?
A lot of them.
They don't have a lot of votes. They don't influence many things.
Yep.
But they can talk.
They can
As
talk.
we're talking, people are there. They are talking.
And a lot of people, this is what I'm
It's-
seeing
it's-
in
it's-
Ghana.
it's
a lot
sad.
of people, like maybe Kenoforiata or whatever, you know, like they want to service this debt. Tell me the company that is serving the debt. Because guess what? It's not Ghana that is going there, a Ghana CFO that
Yeah.
is going there to negotiate. They hired companies. Show me who is in charge of culture. Show me who holds shares in that company that is going to service
This-
Ghana.
That
debt.
too is
Again,
exaggerated.
and then-
That too is
You see what I'm
exaggerated
saying?
in a way. I
If
get what you're saying.
Let's
yeah.
say that if I owe shares, if you have a
That's what I'm saying.
company,
Like as a country, I
right?
feel like we
Artec,
major
and I
in the
owe
minor.
shares.
Yeah. That's a
Like,
minor
this
thing.
is
Artec.
trivial issue.
And now Artec is
But for the sake of
servicing
politics, it makes a lot
Ghana's
of
debt,
right,
and you are the FSO of Artec. What do you think is going to happen when you sit on the table? Are
Of
you
course,
gonna-
I'm going to get some shares.
Thank you. Are you going to be looking at Ghana interest per se, or you looking at the company that you owe
But
shares?
that is simplistic too, because think about it. For that minister to be able to go and borrow, he has to come to the same parliament, and the parliament has to give him the approval.
And they are the same people who gives the approval.
So what is the parliament doing? If they knew this was an
If-
issue,
right.
why are they not? So that's what I'm saying.
Because the-
So
It's
they're
not as
all
simple-
part of the
it's
problem.
not
Because
as
the
simple-
parliament.
It's not as simple as you.
Who is
you
the
put it.
majority of the parliament? The parliament is my brother and sister.
Well-
they are my friend. They are
Who's
my
your
thief-
brother?
They are my thief mates.
Oh my God.
They are my
Like-
thief mates.
So you see the governance, how the governance issue
It's
complicated.
very bad.
It's
Yes,
very,
the-
very bad.
Yeah.
the
Governance
job
issues
of
are-
parliament is oversight.
It's oversight, and they are not that.
They're not doing
I
it.
think they
They're
fail.
not doing it.
They fail a
Yeah.
lot.
Because
fail a
they are all thieves.
Oh God.
And can you
They are
blame
all
them?
stealing.
I'm in the executive. I'm part of the president.
Yeah.
I need a position. I need
Of
to be a
course.
minister.
So now I have
If
to
the
be a
president
lawyer
does
dog.
something,
Yeah, you have to
want
be
me
the
represent
president's
him?
good
I have to be a lawyer dog.
And we
Yeah.
can all
Is
steal
Yeah.
that how governance
But-
works
but-
in America?
no.
Is that how it works in established democracy?
Prophet is very
that's
disappointed.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
disappointed because he's not letting
That
go.
is what. That's why I'm saying that
Mr. Dan,
democracy.
I think if look at the film of Mr. Ade, it's even down right now.
you know the problem with Africa. What Africa really needs. Africa needs
The film has gone down because the whole discussion has just like he's just
That's
analyzing.
it. I told you. What did I say? I told you that
We're discussing the truth.
when you sitting here with the camera and light on, things change.
It's hard.
Things change.
You know, we're discussing
Because
the truth.
exactly
We
because
don't
the-
do propaganda here.
Yeah.
You don't just come in and say whatever.
When
No.
things change. That's not the point.
Introduce ourselves as NDC and
No,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we
can
do.
still do
No,
that.
no, you
No,
did.
You can
Mr.
just
Mr.
report
Ade,
your
right
facts.
now, this is the whole
Now we're talking the truth.
yeah,
Nothing.
You can report your truth from your
The truth, nothing but the truth will help you God.
Yeah, this is
But
the
we
whole
all have
truth.
to
I
help
think the
them.
people
We have
have
to
to
help them
all
solve
this
it.
before
That's
they
why
get
education
to
is-
themselves.
I was telling you
Yeah,
that we are
well,
sitting here.
We have to help them solve it. It's a
If
big problem.
some of us you have been in parliament,
Yeah, but everyone
But you
can be in
see,
parliament.
the reason why you have to introduce it so that when you are speaking, we know where you are speaking from, right?
Okay.
But the whole conversation, we're not going to get
It's for the-
only on
it's
MPP
for
and
the whole
DC.
Ga-
We also have to
Ghana.
talk about
Our country.
the
We
go with the
country
bigger
as a whole,
picture.
right?
Our MPP and DC doesn't mean anything if we can't solve
Yeah.
the
talking
problem.
about our country.
Yes, because the
Because
election
when Ghana
is still
been-
going on.
So no
The
matter what,
election is
somebody
still
will
going
win. Somebody will be a
on.
president.
Somebody's going to win.
And then there will be a problem there.
But as you said, NDC is going to win, so we stand on your way. Okay, so let's go.
If you are watching.
Are you done entertaining yourself now?
I'm still on it.
Okay, so let's spend quick 10 10 minutes to talk about this. I know, like, you brought that conversation quick, right? I want us to chance on it, which is funding for these political parties, right? And I know you say, like, why are we not asking the question, like, where
the
are they
biggest
getting the
loophole
money
in the
from?
political structure,
Right? Because that is the foundation of when they get into power.
That's how
Who is
the
funding
corruption
them?
starts.
Where's the
let
money
me
coming
ask-
from?
let me ask you
Especially from
something.
opposition.
Let me say something that's going to
before we
explode.
proceed, right? I want a very short video for the explanation of what Mr. Dan was trying to say.
Say what?
So that we can
You are
share.
taking us back again.
No, I'm not taking about. I'm trying to say
He
that
wants to
after
share
the
that
program,
to educate people.
so that we'll push it to people.
We'll do that last. After we're done, then we'll let
Yeah,
him do
we
that.
have to, because
Whatever question that you have, hold on.
Not
Last,
even a
then we'll
question
let him
like
do
I
that.
So let me
Go ahead,
open another kind of worm, right?
Where are they getting the funding from?
Okay, so the funding is coming from a whole lot of places that you wouldn't even think about.
Like,
These people are looking at
Like 100% American
Well, like-
embassy.
They want to know your link.
What link?
What we are discussing. They are
You
Oh,
know
they want
what?
I gave it to you.
Yeah, I sent it to them.
Oh,
They
okay.
want to-
You know
Oh,
what?
they want to see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are bigger fishes that we are even thinking about.
Okay.
Okay, so recently, remember when those gay and lesbian things came about, right? And what was the lady's name? The ambassador to Ghana. Is it Janet or whatever? Right?
that?
No. America gives a big donor. Am I lying? They are big donor to Ghana
Democratic
in our budgets.
Oh, they support. Remember,
They support
remember they
big
support
time.
indirectly. They support the World Bank, the IMF.
Yes,
Yeah.
So
all
they can
that.
tell them to how
What to do and what not
yeah,
to
what
do.
not to do.
So the funding also
indirectly-
comes from that
So
part?
the big
Indirectly, they have
funding,
influence, of
indirectly,
course. Indirectly,
they actually have
they
a
have influence.
bigger influence than even the people voting. Because think about it, you have a budget. The budget, and especially Ghana budget, I don't know why they use donors as part of their budget, because the donor can decide not to give you that money.
yeah, but because
Right?
you don't raise that much revenue.
Yeah.
Right? Because
If you don't
now,
raise that much revenue internally,
now,
Yeah.
how do
right?
you spend
And the
that
people
money?
like development, they want all
Everyone
the
wants-
nice things
everyone
of the
wants to
world.
see
How do you-
roads.
how do you
You want to see a
finance
new
that?
hospital.
This don't happen by chance.
You want your new hospital, right?
Yeah,
you want
you
your
want a
new
good road.
hospital. You want your new road.
You want an
now,
overpass.
I'm
You want all
asking
these
you.
things.
So
I'm
that's where
asking
the
you.
money comes from.
Yeah, I'm asking
And they are
you.
the one behind the
Accept-
decision making.
I
Some
accept
of it.
LGBT.
Some of it. Some
you
of
stay
it.
there and you talk nonsense. I'm not going to accept it.
You see why the
right?
LGBTs are
Then-
hanging on their neck?
Then guess what? I would turn
You
the
need money,
pipe
but you are
off.
talking nonsense about the people giving the money.
I will turn the pipe off, and guess what? Ghana economy just got hit hard. Guess what? This coming out of Ghana, I put tariff on it. And then maybe 2% tariff, 3% tariff. I'm not even talking about 30%.
And your
tariff. I'm
economy is a
talking
weak
about
economy.
2%.
You
I've
even kill
collapsed
you.
your economy right there. And you talking about power? You talking about you
Who has
have
power?
anything? You talking about you pick your president? Think again.
Now you're
There
talking
are
reality. Now you're
powers.
talking
No,
reality.
that's the reality now.
I'm saying there are powers and the powers on powers.
Hey, John.
I'm not even going there.
But
Black
seriously,
Rock. Black Rock. Have you ever heard of Black Rock?
oh, we'll come there. No, don't bring the prophet. No, we'll come there. Let's
Have you ever
last.
heard of Black Rock?
I think
Which
I've
one
done
is
Have you
that?
heard of Black Rock? Uh-huh.
What is that?
You think you have power?
Yeah, somebody
that?
else.
American president don't even have more power than Black Rock. Black
Hey,
Rock is the
you're about to
biggest.
put trouble.
Is the biggest financial investor.
Oh, it's a
investor in the
company.
world.
Yeah. BlackRock. Yeah.
Now you go to the capital market, right? And guess who you're going to borrow from? You're going to borrow from BlackRock, right? And you are sitting there talking nonsense.
Nonsense.
and talking about you going to vote your president. Go to the capital market. BlackRock will tell you who your president should be.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's wrap up with that. Last one. Now we're going to go there now.
Oh, you about the funding?
No, you want to say something about the
Yeah, I
funding?
want to say something about
Go
the
ahead.
funding. So that's part of our governance issues because in our laws, right, the Electoral Commission is supposed to audit these political parties and then determine how they are making money and how they are spending money. As I sit with you here, I've never heard any since we started democracy, I've never heard anywhere where the EC has reported to the Ghanaian people that we audited these political parties and we know where their funding is coming from. We don't know. And also do you think that these politicians, they are Father Christmas?
No.
Is that how the world operates? That somebody go get some free money and come and run a campaign,
That-
and you sit in Ghana.
Free money
with-
doesn't even exist.
and you think that
T-shirts.
you think that money will not be paid? It's some free money that somebody gave you. Is that how the world works in reality? That's our people. Our people think that these politicians, they are some magicians and they can go get money anywhere and come. And when they're in government, they will not have touch anything. And when it's the debt, who pays the debt? The politician is come, is gone. Oh. The country Ghana lives. The debt lives. Any government that will come, you have to deal with it.
Oh.
It's a cycle of problems. It's a cycle of problems. Our governance issues is messed up, but people don't see it. People just are excited about what these politicians say. And
Let me
we
prompt your ideas to something that happened, that Ghana problem really started. Remember when Akufo-Addo went to France and he was talking garbage to Macron?
Yes. Yes.
Go back and look at where Ghana the economy started tightening.
his
Just
attitude
go
to,
back.
it could be a reason, but I
Just
don't.
go back.
He went back and then back.
He went back and begged.
You talking about we no
Went
longer
back,
need
know,
you?
when he met that Macron somewhere.
You made him look
No,
so
in Ghana, I think
bad.
he came to Ghana.
He came to Ghana.
You made him look so
And then-
bad.
yeah,
And then he begged.
And then later on, he went there to look for loan.
They are masters of this world.
Okay.
And you don't make them look bad.
Let's talk about one of the
That's the
headaches.
reality of life. Yeah.
Never make
One
a
of the
person look
headaches
bad.
when it comes to politics. Pastors in Ghana.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And prophecies. Let's talk about that.
Agrada.
I don't know. I've never seen this as a big issue or something that is happening in other countries, but it looks like in Ghana, it's only during elections where God begins to start speaking to pastors.
I think that's
But does it happen in-
God speaks to them, but people election, everybody's focus is there, so they want to take advantage.
Right.
But God speaks to these
Right.
ministers every day, not just
Right, yeah.
election days. Yeah.
And even
There's a very
African,
big
yeah,
problem
some
with
of them
that.
predict it.
It's predicted from Africa or here.
Yeah.
Like pastors here,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
predicted.
Just
They
that
should be
here, the
arrested.
attention, you know,
It's
our country is a
everywhere.
religious
Even
country.
America.
Religious country, so that is the
It
reason.
attracts a lot,
It's everywhere.
a lot of interest.
Right.
yeah.
Everywhere.
Everywhere
It's
they-
not
Okay.
only in Ghana.
Even
So you-
India, some.
But the Ghana own should be arrested and thrown in jail.
For what?
It's a,
For what?
it's a democracy. Somebody predicts
Everybody's
something.
saying what they
why
wanna
do you have to
say.
worry
There
about
is
it?
a
Yeah.
prediction, right?
Well,
There's a
everybody
prediction
has
to
a
say that
freedom
there's a
of-
prediction,
Yeah,
and there
freedom,
is a
so why do you want
point
to restrict?
when
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
deceiving the masses.
So you think that all the prophecies they are deceiving the masses?
Big
No,
time.
they are not.
But some of them say NDC, some of them said
but you
NPP
see,
will win.
Okay,
Pastor,
did you ever
he's
see
a
anyone
prophet.
that
There-
said
There's
they
an
can go
element.
forward?
There's an element about prophecy.
Sometimes-
The fact that your prophecy didn't work doesn't mean you're not a good
Sometimes
prophet.
somebody
Okay.
don't know
So sometimes
the
that's the
difference.
thing we miss. It's
God
nuance.
speaks to nobody
are
about
just
it.
Their
so-
prophet,
you know,
the
they
prophet
don't
can tell you
understand
something, and it might not even
when it
happen
comes to
now.
the
It will.
prophetic side.
It happens.
Some years to come.
That's why I don't usually want to
So
talk
to me, when
spirituality
it comes
because
to the
it's a
spiritual
little
thing,
bit that it's not
the spiritual
our
thing, we
physical
don't-
the way
we
we
don't-
see for
we
the
don't
physical
have-
world and we talk about things. You
I
know,
mean, Dion, I feel like for this particular topic, we're just gonna hand it over to.
To him, to do the talking.
Yeah, he needs to
No,
dissect it all.
It's not even.
Do you?
to
But the question I wanted to ask that: do you believe in all of them?
I mean,
Because one comes to say that NPP will win, the other party also say that NDC will win. All of them are also saying that God is the one that told them.
Of course.
So one God is saying another thing, the other God is saying, "Excuse me,
Everybody have their own God. You know.
what kind of God is that?"
The thing is, we should understand from this perspective, right? Every prophet has their own office that they operate in.
what do you mean by office?
If I mean office, I'm talking about their level of the calling that God have called them to.
Okay.
Okay. Some prophets are called for family. Or like a city.
I mean, it's beginning to feel like all our prophets are only called for election.
No, that's why.
That is what I was saying from the beginning.
That's why Dan said. He make a comment that he don't want to.
They
say
do make other
anything
prophecies, but
because they want to. Some of them want to take advantage because it's an election time, so that people will get to know them.
know them, yeah.
You know, so they will say something, and then as soon as because it's a public thing or it's a national thing, they begin to be identified that we have this man of God here. He said this and he said that because he predicted about somebody and the person came to
Publicity
power.
stands.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah, so.
But you see, after this election, most of the men of God who were not even in the system are going to be exposed that people will get to know them.
That they are
Because-
liars.
No, not
No,
they are
no,
liars.
new ones.
That they said Mahama will win and Mahama won, and Baumia will win, my Baumia won, and so they will use that, as a way of
selling themselves.
exactly to
And
get more
attracting
people
more-
to their church,
okay.
because he had prophesied for.
I guess at this point we
particular,
can establish one then.
qualification for-
What is that?
so what I'm
Establish
saying
another
here
church.
is that, Mr. what I'm saying here is that all of them who are saying Mahama will win, Baumia will win. Listen, when it comes to prophetic, it's ranks. It's a ranks. Even let me tell you something.
A smaller
Most
prophet,
of the
bigger
prophets,
prophet, yeah.
they have to even sleep to have a dream. Some do not have to sleep before they see. You understand? Some are always having the rank of getting to the realms
Easily.
which we have about 13 realms. So a lot of people will be saying 7 realms, some will be saying all kinds of numbers. You understand? Even to the fact that when you go to beach, the sea, do you know that we have 12 gates of the sea? When you go to the beach, they have 12 gates. You see the sea over there, but don't try to be like it's just water. But there are gates over there, which are 12. You understand? So if you don't have that kind of stand or that kind of power or the position as a man of God to get to know or to see far, don't play. That's why Mr. Dan said some people want to use the election to take advantage. There are some people, they will be here and their spirit will be somewhere. Why? Because God has given them a particular position where they are able to fly to a certain level.
Privilege, yeah.
You understand? Because of their sacrifice, or let me say their pride, they are paid. Yeah, I think last week Sunday I was preaching in the church and I was telling them something when it comes to your belief aspect. You see, you cannot just use your mouth and be saying praise the Lord, hallelujah, and then you think that's enough. That's not enough. Some pastors, they have fasted. Some pastors, they put their life on the line. I'm talking about even, let's say the prophets. And they have a covenant with God. You understand? And you are just there trying to, be like, you want to be like the fathers. Let's take Samuel and Eli, for example, right? Samuel was there, and the voice of the Lord came. The Lord spoke to Samuel. Samuel he didn't realize that the voice of the Lord until he went to the master. Ask. You understand? So many of the prophets, they lack training. You don't have to pray to hear from God or to see something. Sometimes you have to be trained. And the training needs to come by process. So some people want to jump like shortcut. So all these people who are saying this will win, this will lose, this will come to power, this will not come to power. If you trust me, maybe they've seen it, but they did not see well. And those who are seeing it and they are saying that this will win, they have seen it. They can enter, they can go and negotiate. For instance, I didn't even know, right, that Ghana, we have underground. That spiritually, people go there to do some spiritual works. Apart from this election, I never knew that we have such a space like that.
In Ghana.
Of course. And you see, some of this, when you say people don't believe it.
It's not only, let me come there. You see, that's why I say when it comes to spiritual
stuff, yeah.
Not everybody talk about it.
Exactly.
You have to know.
Yeah.
And sometimes in Ghanaians, when what I'm trying to say is this, for instance, somebody that I do my own work, like anytime you begin to talk about spiritual, you don't have to be a pastor alone to have what he was talking about.
Oh yes, of course. It's
There's
just
so many people that,
But that's where I
to
was
me, there are a lot of things that we don't say. If I begin to tell you things about as soon as you open your mouth, people think, oh, you are using voodoo.
yes.
Can you imagine when my FM catch fire? At the same time, my store get broke by armed robbery. Do you know how many people came to me? Did you go for something? Before you travel? But in spirituality, to me, I know
What is going
where
on?
it came from. Because God has given me a gift that some know, some people,
They
some
work against
pastors
you.
know.
Yeah.
They talk to me, and I know it from the beginning.
Beginning.
No, way before 7 years.
Wow, good.
So that's why I always tell people, if you don't understand spiritual thing, don't talk about it. Because once you begin to talk about it, sometimes it might haunt you in the night. It might haunt you in so many ways.
Can I ask something though? Talking about
I was about to
spiritual
wrap this
things.
whole spiritual thing.
Yeah,
and then we
because
can wrap up.
because I understand that a lot of Ghanaians, we are Christians, right? But we get a lot of prophecies from pastors and prophets and so on. But I never have I heard say Okonfobi has given a prophecy.
They do.
They do. So the thing is that
They do, but I don't think they come out late.
Yeah, they don't come out.
You go there, you pay for
Yeah,
money.
they do. They have their own ways of doing that. My thing is that I always tell people that, right, the way that you think that you've gone to school, you're educated, you believe that there's knowledge, and you believe in that physical knowledge. Because
Same way there's
the same way there's a
spiritual
spiritual word. And there are people who learn that and go through that.
Right.
So don't demean it and make it look like
It's
it's,
that-
just
that's
physical
necessary.
thing. Because you believe in your physical knowledge.
Right.
The thing that you
How
have gone to
come you
learn.
don't believe?
Yeah.
And you believe that it works. And you think that there's no spiritual knowledge or
Yeah.
something. It
Because
exists. And
sometimes,
for those that want to pursue
especially
it, they
when
pursue
you
it.
see,
Yeah.
some of the pastors prophesy, and then people don't mind. Be careful.
So me, I don't speak against. I just
careful,
watch.
don't talk
If I don't
against
believe you,
any-
I won't
you
talk
don't
against
believe-
you.
just be
I'll just
quiet
keep
and go
quiet
away.
and watch you.
Right.
If you talk
It's not in
against
my
the
place
man
to
of
talk
God,
against you.
it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's something.
So
it's a serious matter.
It's 1:48 a.m. in Ghana right now. Are you
Okay.
guys able to check what the numbers are looking at right now?
Where
At
the
this
numbers
point-
is still
Use your
moving.
phone.
I don't know why.
What is the
I'm
number?
seeing some
I don't know
number,
why
but I
this
can't
election,
authenticate the
I'm not-
source.
I'm not seeing nothing from anywhere.
Yeah,
It
I
looks
can't
like-
authenticate the source because some people are putting
Is
out
it
a whole lot of
because
things
of
out
the
there. and
EC
EC hasn't
website?
even
Is it
said
because of the
anything.
EC incompetent thing?
But
No,
since
no,
they are,
Because
but
we don't-
usually
we
I
don't
thought,
see anything. Like,
but I thought usually when they're counting,
what I was
it adds up.
As,
No,
for
I-
a giant,
I think
you
what
will
the-
see all of them here.
You
that
know when I was
everything is
coming, I
just-
was listening
yeah.
to somebody like
People are posting a lot of, so I don't even know which one is which.
Yeah,
I'm
we don't
confused.
see
Yeah.
nothing here.
people are
No.
using jammers to jam the
No, we're
voting
actually having this
system.
conversation even before the podcast started.
Yeah.
I told you
Yeah.
the Electoral Commission in Ghana, they put so much emphasis
Right.
on the polls
Itself
itself,
and not the aftermath, like what happens
and then
after,
less effort
Right.
is put in the aftermath of the polls.
Right.
Because the collation of the polls is, to me,
the biggest thing.
the biggest.
Right.
Because
I would
within
say
the period that
all
they
of it is
take to
important.
collate the results, people throw in
different
so
stuff,
many
yeah.
information.
and then you can be misled. But all the same, I say, I mean, no, somebody was going to win, somebody was going to lose.
Right.
So it's not like, if you're going to an election, you should always have that at the back of your mind, right? You either win or you either what? You either lose.
Okay.
So,
My last
I mean,
question to all of us, then we'll end this
Okay.
line. Now we don't know the numbers, but we know like it's still going on right now.
I know in spirit.
Oh God.
Hey, you see?
I know you said this will win. You said this will win.
It's here. NDC is showing, but
What is the
I
number?
guess.
What is the number? What is NDC number? What is MPP number? That,
51.6%.
oh boy.
That's one.
Okay, so my last question to and everybody else, right? And right now we don't know what the result is, but NDC have been in power for a while. NDC also have been in power for a while. I mean, sorry, MPP. Between these two, from a governance perspective, who's better?
Okay, so for a
From
governance,
a governance perspective,
perspective,
and tell me, give me what whom you think is better and why. All of you.
governance perspective, I think that the MPP is better overall.
Okay,
Overall,
why?
okay, so
I agree to that.
from where Kufuor started, and MPP is only getting a foot up because of Kufuor.
Okay,
From where Kufuor started at a very tough place,
okay,
right? And the Lawrence, I don't really bash him a little bit because he came, it was too early.
Yeah.
Right.
He was a baby crying.
Okay.
So I can't give him hate, I can't give him love.
okay,
So I will really start from Kufuor per se.
okay.
In order for, was it Mills that came after Kufuor?
Yes.
In order for Mills to do well, Kufuor had to lay some ground game. Else Mills would have failed to think. Right. So, so if you really look what Kufuor did, kind of cancel Akufo-Addo failure, that's a little bit of time.
Okay.
Mills did okay, but didn't have his whole time.
Okay.
Mahama came, the season needed to change. As we see, the Ghana season is 8 years, 8 years, 8 years. Mahama just had bad luck. He's just a bad luck. He just came 6 months, 4 years. People were already ready for change, like the U.S. People were already ready for change. Kamala couldn't do nothing about it, right? So Mahama just happened to have fallen there. But overall,
From a governance side, MPP.
I think
what are from
MPP altogether.
economy side?
economy side, MPP as well.
Still the economy,
MPP as well.
Okay.
But MPP has become too big for his own shoes.
Okay.
And now he doesn't fit the shoe anymore. The thing that made MPP has changed. At first, MPP wasn't, do you know when I say to trust him? MPP wasn't a to trust him type of.
What is that in English?
That means
Hypocrisy?
somebody that is
Violence,
violent,
like,
Oh, okay.
right?
they are very professional, very
Right.
methodical, like that kind of
It seems like they have switched.
Okay.
Whereby
because
now-
there used to be NDC, that was
NDC,
doing
that was
that.
to trust them because my guys were NDC, right? They were the to trust some people, the macho mans. Oh, you're a macho man, but they were the macho mans. But now it has flipped.
Now it's
Now,
MPP.
Yes, and that is what is killing me. That they need to go and get a rude awakening and bring them down to their.
Okay. Michael, go
Ordinary
ahead.
level.
From governance, who's better? And why?
This is a tough question.
Among all of us, I think you're the one who have lived in Ghana the most. So you should be able to tell us.
That's why it even makes it more difficult. Right.
You don't have to answer.
I mean, I still want to say something.
He
I'm
has to
still-
say something.
I'm still going to say something. But if you ask me, I think the political class in general have been a huge disappointment.
Okay. Both of them.
Both. Yeah, they've both been a huge disappointment. All they've done is basically see the loopholes within the Constitution and exploited it
Right.
to their benefit. And it's just become like a cyclical.
Somebody has to be a little bit better.
I strongly doubt.
What about from economy side?
Economy. I think the MPP.
Better than NDC?
It's not. I won't say better per se. They have the
They
idea.
overweight them?
No, they have the ideas, but then they lack they lack the execution.
Okay.
Yeah, they have. You can see they have the brain, like because they're like putting out great policies, but then the policy in itself doesn't mean anything if the
Okay.
implementation is crap.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that's basically.
That's
been it.
why we said, "Who do I not do? Where people?" They use their money.
Mr. Dan.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I
From a
think-
governance?
I think from a governance perspective, generally the MPP, and it's because of our history again.
Okay.
Because think about it, the NDC came from a military
Right.
background. So if you come from a military background, democratic processes are not your ways per se, right? So you have to unlearn and then learn.
Right.
And that is part of the reason why our constitution is messing up the way it is, because we're afraid that Rawlings will not hand power. And therefore the constitution was crafted such that it made him feel comfortable. And so most of the things that you see in our constitution was to give that comfort to Rawlings. Eventually for him to feel the urge to
Was to
want
give comfort to whoever
whoever
was
was
the president.
So that's the history behind it, and it did pretty well in giving that comfort to him. But after he had left,
It became a disaster now.
we needed to change it, and we left it to. I mean, this crop of people who have come, and it's just. But from a very general perspective, if you look at even our GDP, our economy, the MPP seems to be good at doing things that impact many people across the board
Compared to the NDC.
compared to the NDC. And that is the irony of what he was saying. The MPP is in America what you call maybe the GOP, the capitalist party. But the MPP tends to do things that are in the place of the socialist people.
Party,
Affecting that, like the thing that MPP do mostly, if you look at the ideological perspective, it's the NDC that is
right.
supposed to do that, but the NDC doesn't do that. And they now the MPP has gone into that territory trying to provide social intervention, amenity, helping the downtrodden and all that kind of stuff. So that makes them better, and that makes people. But that doesn't mean that, like I said, the two parties in a way have helped our country in many ways. The NDC brought the idea of Get Fund. If you know what Get Fund has done to our educational system, you can appreciate that is a good policy. It was based on VAT. And I can't remember this president at the time when they were increasing the VAT, he opposed it. He organized the biggest demonstration in our history.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he said the increment was too high. But VAT,
When he came,
if you
he
come
even-
and both the
he even
economy,
No, he
Yeah.
boosted
He
up.
even moved it up.
and then VAT
Yeah,
actually
some
VAT actually is not automatic. You have to work the economy,
Right.
And then because you are charging value added. If you don't add value to the
Value,
economy,
then
you
there's
don't get the
nothing to
tax.
charge.
So when the MPP can be able to work the economy, get this value added incremental taxes, and be able to use it to also support the infrastructure. But generally, I think that we have a country, we have issues, we have challenges. But if you compare us across West Africa, the things that we tend to undervalue in our country, if you go to seminary, please don't have it like that. Like the way I can sit with here, my brother is an NDC, I'm an MPP, somebody's a Muslim, somebody's a Christian. Some things work well for us, but we still have a lot of issues beyond these two parties. And I think that the better we understand that and the better we all start helping them solve these problems, the better it will be for us. If we keep on this path, I'm afraid.
So I just got the numbers from all the way from Ghana.
Okay.
One of the
NDC
NDC
one.
people. So John Mahama is 6 million. I can't even pronounce the word now. Anyway, it's 56.43% right now.
And this guy's like
And-
41.
And John Baumia is 41.22% right now
As of what? That's
at the polling station.
what percentage of votes have come in? Which areas have come in?
Oh,
so
yeah,
you
they've
see,
done like almost.
we need to know which
What-
areas.
They have a
Ashanti
little
So they're
over
saying
1,000 left.
37,300.
Which areas are those
So
thousands?
they're saying
Oh, almost all
37,000.
the- It's
They-
scattered around,
It's
pretty
scattered-
much.
Almost
But
is that-
when
Okay.
they put all the votes there together, it still isn't going to eclipse that.
Okay.
So that's why everyone, they already kind of like say, oh, by tomorrow he's going to
He's
concede.
gonna okay.
Right. So now it's 37,305 out of 40,000.
Polling station.
976
Yeah.
polling station.
So it's like a little over 3,000 to
And
go.
you know the
Right.
funny thing, if you really want to see who is gonna win, look at the Ashanti region.
Oh,
And the reason why I'm saying
That's the
Ashanti
first place
region,
NDC win.
if NDC
He
is
win and some
able
parts.
to pull a certain numbers out of Ashanti region, under no circumstances that MPP
Right.
can win.
it's on the assumption that other things are
Other
constant,
things, yes,
but
because
sometimes other things are not
sometimes-
constant. So
sometimes, of course, it's not constant. But looking at history,
I know, yeah.
and see what does it tend to be.
Yeah.
It's like somebody telling me that NDC will win Ashanti region.
and I knew this was going to be a difficult election for her because if the turnout was
started winning the first
If
year,
you can pull
NDC win
about-
was, Ashanti today.
if he can pull
The
about
first place,
300,000
that's the
votes
first
From
vote.
Ashanti?
Ashanti region,
Yes,
we
that's
should
when-
stop the election.
Okay.
That's
Because
when he came in.
MPP will need 1 million votes strong from the Ashanti region. If MPP is able to pull 1 million votes from Ashanti region, Mahama should go to
Yeah,
sleep.
I remember.
Yeah, but I think they got the million vote.
I
You
saw-
mean
got
a million
vote,
gap?
a gap,
I
not
saw-
just a
million
vote.
gap.
Yeah, because a million vote, they had more than a million vote.
You know what?
Yeah, a million
I saw
guys.
a
They didn't
video.
get a
And he won't
million
get
gap.
that.
I saw a video.
If he
from,
doesn't get that,
It's a tough election.
Osebunsu.
It's not an easy election.
Osebunsu, right? The majority leader. I don't know.
Yeah, say two men.
What did he say?
Two men.
He said
former one?
if NDC. If
That's
NDC
30% in
try to
Ashanti
get,
region.
like, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
30%.
He's speaking to
of
fact. That's
Ashanti.
data. That's data
Then
speaking. It's not
everybody
emotions.
should forget the
You
whole
have to
election.
deal with the data.
Forget it.
And they have that already.
Who has that? MPP has. NDC has 30%.
In Ashanti region, I don't know. I don't know my numbers. I don't know what the numbers are.
You know
but-
why I think NDC
It's that's data.
right?
That's data.
It was at first when you were in Ashanti region, and you even see somebody wearing NDC shirt. They were even ashamed to wear NDC shirt. But look at that.
But now they are wearing
Look
it.
at what Muhammad did
And
just
it's even with
recently.
the MPP at some point, we couldn't campaign vote out, you know.
Yeah.
Ghana
Now-
has changed a
Ghana
lot.
has
So
changed.
it's not just one, limited to one.
They are waking up now.
Yeah.
Everybody's.
It will take time.
Right.
And,
Mr. Ade, I'm waiting for you to give your
To me,
yeah.
I will say NDC.
from governance.
From governance.
It's NDC.
NDC.
Have you always been an NDC man?
No.
When
not
did you
all the time.
change?
Well, I changed when I see this government is going to be
So
better.
it's only when Akufo-Addo government came power.
Yes, Akufo-Addo power. I thought that time I was NDC, but when I heard what Akufo-Addo
Was
doing,
coming to do.
I was so.
You changed your mind.
I tried to follow him. I went to Ghana. I'm somebody who has time for politics and listen because I thought to myself, even American here they discuss that about his policy because if you look at the way he put it down that I'm going to do this, do that, and if you look at Ghana, the people in Ghana, you know most of them don't have education background. We don't have a good job. We don't have anything. So if the government is planning to do these little things to help them, why not? And I was expecting him to do that. And you can't even tell which one that he did. Look, the reason why I say NDC is this. NDC is their administration. Anytime they come, they don't look at one person. They can choose anybody to do something, and it get done. Because if you look
MPP
at,
don't do that.
no, MPP is like I'm the oldest person there.
Because it's like hierarchy.
Yes, I've
In
been there.
Jew, so yeah,
Yes, it's not your turn.
And if that didn't happen this time, then if
Oh,
anything,
yes,
then the
it
Chairman Tim should have been it.
No. You are talking
No,
about
generally that is how we tend to do
Because
things.
if
But
you-
there are
if
always
you-
exceptions,
if
of
you
course.
look
Yeah.
at their positions, everything that they do, there are some people who can do better. And NPP has a lot of people.
And again,
who
it's all historical because the NDC is Congress, right? You remember how NDC was formed?
Right,
It's a Congress, just people
Right,
from all over, you
NDCs,
know.
Anybody.
So it's all
Doesn't
historical.
matter, as
There's
you are
historical
sitting here,
context to
if
it. Yeah.
NDC, like Mama is coming, he get information that you can do something. trust
He'll
me,
call.
They'll call you.
Okay.
Actually,
But
let me ask him a
NPP
question.
Yeah,
You
it's a
said
DNA
where
thing.
it came from.
Yeah,
Would
yeah.
that be the
You might
reason
know
why
everything.
MPP?
It's part
where
of
it came from.
It's part of the
the-
reason. It's part of the
being
reason.
from Ashanti region and our culture, whereby you don't question
You don't
authority.
belong. Yeah.
It's not
It's-
the belong one. The question of authority and Unia Penny, your
It's-
elder
it's-
brother,
it's-
will always go before you.
It's part
Would
of
that
it.
be
It's all part of it. That's why you have to understand every political party, their
And that
history,
is not good
contest.
for the-
Because political parties don't just emerge. Some circumstances birth them, right? And the way the circumstance that birth the NDC is not the same circumstance that
The
birth the
NPP.
NPP.
Right.
So if you don't have this perspective about where they are coming from,
And this
sometimes
time,
you
if look at
just
this
miss the
time,
stuff. Yeah.
The knowledge is not only the old people or who will be there long time. Somebody might be 15 years, 16 years. They might be thinking better than the way you are thinking.
Right.
And that is not helping the country.
Okay.
It's blocking a lot of people.
And-
There are so many people, they can do something, they don't allow them.
And that is why some of us are in today supporting Barmia because we want people to appreciate that.
Right.
It doesn't matter where you come from in this country.
Right.
If you are good and we know that you are good, we
You
can
should be
bring
given
you
the
to
chance.
That's the cycle some of us want to break. You get what I'm trying to say? Of course, he's coming at a very difficult time.
Right.
So, you know,
And
it's not
even
a-
they won't let him. Because
Well-
in NPP, their power is like.
But they already did.
we already did.
He
So
vote- like, he
we
won.
broke that stereotype.
Yeah, they voted for him.
And he's the only presidential candidate that
you
won
mean that
won
Bawumia?
160%.
Yes.
Once.
Yeah, he wins,
No
but
presidential
what
candidate
I'm
in
saying
history
is-
has
He
come
can be in
once
power.
and won it the
When
first
he
time.
become
So
president,
that is a
the
big
reason why
achievement for
people are
us.
not
Creditors,
voting for him-
creditors.
The reason why people are not voting for Bawumia is this. A lot of young guys knew that if Bawumia become president, he cannot control
You cannot control what.
It's a perception
his
thing.
own.
Anyway,
Morpheus.
Yes.
I don't know about that.
But actually, mafias will not be there
That's
anymore.
fair, but we have
That
But they
Morpheus
will be there.
can operate at the back.
Oh, really? They'll be there.
That's what they
Yes,
are.
voice will be so
perceptions are not
powerful.
reality, but it could be a perception of people who I don't begrudge that. People who hold different perceptions
That's why
about many
they
things. So
know
I
that
don't
he will be like a Liman. When Liman became a president,
So we'll be like a puppet president.
I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know any
okay.
president that is a puppet.
Unless you want to do.
Unless if they gave you power, you will understand what it means to be a president.
I don't.
Give me a
I don't-
second.
I don't
Go
have.
ahead.
I don't have much to say.
Based
about,
on governance, who do you think is
I don't
better?
have much to say. I will go for NPP.
Okay.
And the reason is when it comes to their policies, is you can tell that it's really good, and everybody can have kind of their share of, when it comes to NPP policies. Number two,
believe that.
well, as Dan said, when it comes to governance, they have more knowledge, than the NDC. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about from the history part till now.
They had a solid team.
Exactly.
What a
So
solid
I actually
Solid
second.
team from where?
I actually second what you were saying and
Now
also
they
what
have
Dan was
divided.
saying.
Look at
Mr. Ade.
So under no
Please let him
circumstance that
finish.
NDC can be compared to an MPP. As
Okay.
I really second with Mr. Tenten and also Mr. Dan.
Cause it looks like we're all kind of saying the same thing,
Yeah.
except him. Okay. All right. I mean,
But
when they said that the MPP governance is better,
Like I told you, in politics, it doesn't. The best brain doesn't always win election.
it's true.
So there are different ball games. That's why some people are very good. I mean, administratively, they are very good professionally, but you put them in a political setting, they will fail completely.
Right.
Because the act of politics
how
is
to
different from
It's
the act
true.
of professionalism.
Right.
And there are some people who blend the two. That's why for instance, Alan Tremantin is one person I like because he's professionally.
Do you think Alan should have been given the opportunity
I-
compared to?
If
No, but
Alan,
it's not a bet, right?
It's not a bet, right? That's the thing. If Alan was given, I would still have supported Alan because
Okay.
that man is good. If Alan was in
It's
this
not a
country,
birthright, but you know,
Exactly.
like
That's what
when
I'm
the
saying.
whole switch happened,
Politics,
a lot of
it's-
people were disappointed.
Yeah, yeah.
that,
I think Alan
you
would
know.
have been
Alan
the
is-
best president.
Ghana, yes,
ever
Ghana,
had.
Ghana. too.
Really?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Alan is a very good person.
From what? How?
From a
Because
very
a lot of
technical,
MPP
professional standpoint,
He's
A lot of
better.
Alan is a very good guy.
policy.
Regardless of what
came from Alan.
MPP know this man can do better. Why did they
it's
choose
not
the
that's
other
what I'm saying.
person?
Politics. It's not. Politics is not about who can
It's
do better.
now who can do better.
That's not what it. If in the MPP you think that there were people who were in the MPP that were better than Kufuor, but they will never get elected.
Right.
In the when it comes to the politics of things.
Right.
So in politics, it's not always, as I said, the best knowledgeable person that emerges.
It's like this.
Okay.
It's like this.
Some people sit out there and talk all kind of
yeah.
garbage
So-
until we bring them under the camera.
And then they can't speak
they
anymore.
freeze.
Okay.
So there are
So-
dynamics. Yeah.
It's true. We do get dialogue.
Yeah.
We have a lot of
Oh,
people. When
please.
we started, a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, why did you bring this person?" Oh, they come.
wanted to do
especially this
WWF.
particular seat is where we keep them.
This one,
It's a hot seat. But I keep Mr. Tintin here. And trust me, when they come in, the camera put it with all these lightings.
They are
We used to
not-
have the blue at the top, the pink at the bottom. Oh, trust me. As soon
There
as they
were
put the
some people that
headlight on,
Well, I'll take
Some
the-
people
I'll
wanted
take
to
this
go
seat
run
next
to the
time.
bathroom quick.
I'll
They
take
can
this
talk.
seat the next time. I'll
Yeah.
talk still.
Yeah.
any last minute remark, and then we are done.
I want to thank you for thinking about our country and putting this together, because it's good that sometimes we have this honest conversation.
Yes.
Oftentimes when you meet the politicians, they want to talk politics.
Yeah.
They don't want to do the hard work.
It's true.
And that is a problem with our country. So
Yeah.
me, I'm MPP. As I sit here, I know a lot of issues that are wrong with our party.
Mm.
But because we are going to an election, this is not the time to be saying those things. We say those things internally. You
Yes.
get what I'm trying to say? So it's not as if when you see us as politicians talking, we don't know some of these
That the
issues.
problem is
But
this.
it's the way we manage that communication. And of course, I want a Ghana where we have two strong parties. But it is not a race to the bottom. It's a race to the top.
Yeah.
If NDC is good, if MPP is good, does it matter who wins an election?
No.
If somebody is there, definitely they'll do something.
Yeah.
And our country will what? Will progress.
progress,
So
yeah.
it is not about wishing that one party is down and can't do anything. When they win the election, they can't do anything. We are all down. That is not how politics is
Yeah.
supposed to be. It's supposed to be used to help everybody be better off.
Right.
So a better NDC, a better MPP.
That's what we want.
That's what we want.
Other
And
than
that's-
that, we should kick both of them out of.
well,
Yeah,
then the
so-
job
If
of
it's
that person,
possible.
yeah.
So my remarks over here is that though I'm a man of God, right? But I'm going to say this. I'm sorry to say this,
Don't worry,
and
that's it.
the folks who are watching me, please don't get me wrong, as I'm making such a comment. It's not that I don't believe in God, right? I think Ronnie said something that if any government who will come to power and they are swearing, they should swear in by Shinap and.
Thank you. That's actually about
Because you know
Okonkwo.
why? This thing, that's our get to know, right?
So
The fear of God. He said that our people have used God factor to
Prophet,
that's
don't say that. Prophet, leave that for me now.
No, that's something. That's something.
you
that,
are
no.
prophet.
no. Allow him to say it. Say it.
Let me
No, you
finish.
should say.
It's not.
Actually, I agree.
Oh no.
I agree. They should swear in with Antoine
Our
and the
honesty
Schnapp.
levels are low,
I'm
right?
making a point,
Very low
please.
Yeah,
honesty levels.
yeah, bro.
Let me finish first, so please.
Finish.
Yeah, prophet, a
Let me
joke.
conclude.
Finish it.
Prophet, a
Oh,
jump.
we
Not
don't care,
prophet,
we
a
don't
jump.
care. Finish it.
Yo, this needs to be a whole conversation.
Finish it, Nyanko.
Let me finish.
Finish
Mr.
it.
Adair,
What do you mean?
Mr. Adair, I said I first said don't get me wrong.
But he apologized.
No, I said don't get me wrong. There is
Stop. If you,
No.
if you want me to tell you for you, I'll tell you.
no. It's not like it's
No,
not
no,
like
no. Allow him to say it.
it's
Go
not
ahead
like,
and
it's
let's
not, I
go.
don't believe in God though. It's like they are taking that kind of Bible and God for granted and they are playing wickedness to the people. You understand? It's, and you know they are serving a merciful God all the time. You get what I'm
It
saying?
will almost swear Schnapp.
So what I'm saying is
With
that what I'm
Antoine.
saying is
Not
that-
merciful.
What I'm saying that I'm not trying to say that they should do that.
You are
But
giving them
I
an
now
idea.
understand why what do you call it?
Ron Rollins said
that.
what he said.
That's the point I'm raising here. It's not like I'm trying to tell that we have to go use the
Maybe
the
I agree,
snap
they
and
should
the-
do it.
and the L to to
Ah,
swear
they
in.
should do it.
Because
Ya bromo,
when
ya
he
bromo.
said that, right? When he said that, personally I didn't understand.
But now you
Until now
understand.
you
But I
understand.
now understand that, oh, okay. So all these things that is going on, runs know the truth that these people are wicked to the people. So they should swear in instead of the Bible and the Quran.
Yes.
I didn't understand that. That's why do you have to even say that?
Papa J.
And
You
then,
understand?
We done.
Yes.
So
We're
and
done.
I'm not saying that they should
What are you
go
going
and
to
do
say?
that
We
to
are
me.
done.
I'm gonna top his. I don't only think that you should swear on the our gods and Schnapp. In essence, you should use your family also to use as Thanksgiving if you steal money. Your mother, your father, your daughter, number one, your son, all of them should be sacrificed as use it as a Thanksgiving.
That if I do something,
If I steal money, the first $100 that I steal, my son should go away. The second one, your wife should be last. Your daughter, your mother, and your father.
Because these people are.
Your wife should
like,
go last because it's not your child. If anything, it's your wife
How
first.
can you sit down as a government?
Oh man. Okay.
We are all
Thank you
bombarded.
guys.
that you should swear all that.
No,
We
no, no.
should.
I said they should do it. Oh, please don't get me.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
Because,
okay. It's
because
okay.
guess what? Tegale and Antoine will do justice. That's the justice.
We are done.
Give you
And
Tegale.
before you know, Tigare and Antoine become also corrupt.
If they get corrupt, if Tegale and Antoine get corrupt, then we will swear by Angel Gabriel to come and get Tegale and Antoine.
We are done. We are done. Let me say thank you guys very much for coming here. Thank you, Mr. Ade. I know you were very busy on Saturdays. Thank you for really taking your time, coming here. Mr. Dan, I met you last week. I love what you said on the platform, even though I came over there as a neutral person, right? But I said, you know what? I need this man to come on my show. And thank you for honoring that. Because, you don't know me, I don't know you, but you look familiar. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I know you somewhere.
Yeah, the familiarity.
He also says he looks like he's met me somewhere.
Yeah. Because when I met you last, I was like, wait a minute, he looks familiar. And he also said that you live in Maryland. That's even perfect. But
Are you a
so
Presbyterian?
Yes, I go to Adam.
I know him.
which part? Which
Yeah, Adam
part?
Presby. Greenbelt.
You know.
Ekia. Do you know Ekia?
Kia.
Ekia Preko.
I might know. Oh, but she's in California now.
Yes.
Yeah, Monte Messi's daughter.
Yes.
That's my catechist, yeah.
Yes. That's my best friend.
Oh, I see.
So now I know where I know you
Because I
from.
was looking at him, right? You know Margaret Mumuni.
Oh man.
Yes, Margaret was, I think, something in. Is it
Yeah, we are
Hendon?
live. We were talking about Margaret.
Uh-huh.
We are still recording. Thank you, Michael, coming all the way from Virginia. Mr. Tint, you are in Fiekuko. Thank you, Bernard, for coming. Guys, the election is still going on in Ghana. We still don't know who is winning, but somebody else, somebody is going to win. But he said NDC. Oh my God.
When the NDC win,
I'll bring you guys back here again.
I have a small party.
Yes.
You sponsor it.
You sponsor it.
Sponsor is easy.
Okay. So definitely, if NDC win, we'll come back here.
Hallelujah.
And then he's going to celebrate. But hey, stay blessed. And thank you for watching the Diaspora Moment podcast. Again, do not forget to subscribe on this channel on all platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We are all there streaming live. And tomorrow by now, I'm sure tomorrow by this time, we already know who is going to.
72 hours.
Oh boy.
So
Tomorrow by this time, we know who is going to be the next president in Ghana. Stay blessed, and I'll see you all next week.